morning, everybody. Hello.
Hi.
Did I take you by surprise, Greg?
Yeah, man, that was. I didn't see it coming.
Oh yeah, no, it's go time.
I'm up. Yeah,
it's go time. Good morning, everybody. Everybody should be well rested. We got an extra hour of sleep, right? Lern got 7 hours of sleep.
7 hours.
Which means she got 8.
So exciting.
Yeah, Moon's out today and King Scott's out today. So sitting in, comedian Greg Warren.
Hi guys. Thanks for having me in, man.
Hey, thanks for coming in early.
You bet.
Even though you got an extra hour of sleep. So I'm kind of not.
Yeah, the daylight savings time.
I'm not as thankful.
I think that I always like these days where this is when the farmers should thank us. Daylight savings time, you know?
Why is that?
It's like we do this for them. It's for them. It's so they can have an extra hour of daylight in the summer to plant stuff, which is fine, you know. I mean, it gets dark at about 3:45 in the afternoon now, and we're all sad. We're all depressed. We all have, what do you call it? Seasonal effectiveness.
Seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah, which should be called farmer's disease. And we do that so they can have that extra hour, and that's fine. But they better be using it. Like, I'm going to drive through some of these farms this summer, and if it's light out and they're not
working,
I'm knocking on some doors.
You're going to give them a piece of your mind.
Like, hey, we weren't all sad for 6 months. You guys could sit inside and watch hee-haw. You get out there and you farm something.
Yeah.
You know?
Get out there. Yeah, you're going to be knocking on doors.
Yeah. If you drive by a lot of these farms, you don't see a lot of guys working sometimes.
Yeah. Lazy. Yeah. Lazy asses out there.
Shiftless.
All the lazy farmers, definitely.
lazy asses out there.
That explains Farm Aid.
Yes.
Exactly.
They were working hard. They wouldn't need Willie Nelson's help.
Exactly. Exactly, Rafe. Exactly.
We're going to get our asses kicked after the show by farmers.
Yeah, we'll be not welcome.
My brother's a
in
farmer.
Franklin County, they're going to be people with pitchforks going, you ain't allowed here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't eat our food.
Get out. Yeah, and don't eat our food. No,
I eat their stuff. I eat a lot of their stuff.
Like what? What's your favorite thing to eat that a farmer gave you?
I don't know.
Corn.
Corn.
Okay, good.
Grains and things. I don't know. Yeah.
He's a big sorghum guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love sorghum.
Rye.
Yeah.
I like.
Look at you. Oh, you're a rye bread guy?
Just rye and
Just a whiskey mostly,
Just a whiskey
but
and
yeah.
rye.
I just take handfuls of it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Rye mouth.
Just raw rye?
Just raw it.
Yeah.
Raw dog it.
Yeah.
Give me some.
You rye dog it.
Rye.
Yeah.
Well, listen, today we should all be careful driving because there tends to be more crashes right after daylight saving time ends. And today we're out on the road. 15% rise in highway crashes, 28% increase in nighttime crashes, 6% rise in car wrecks overall today.
Really?
Today.
Wild.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be Thunderdome.
Mad Max, Fury Road.
Also, cluster headaches. Get ready.
Oh, no.
What are those?
Headaches in a cluster.
Okay.
Like 1, 2, 3, like boom, boom, boom type of cluster of headaches?
I thought that's a thing. I thought you would know.
Why would I know?
I don't know. Do you get headaches a lot?
No.
Resident hypochondriac, you're in charge of all of these.
Yeah, how would you know if it was so it's just like one stacked on top of the other one?
I guess so.
How would you know it wasn't just one headache?
Man, I thought somebody would know. I thought somebody would know what this
I thought
is.
you would know. You brought it up.
I know what it is. Guys, Friday night when we were all driving to Metallica and there was a cluster of headaches that was the parking situation of downtown St. Louis.
We're going to get to that.
That is what it really was. Because that's the last time I had a headache.
Cluster headache is a very painful type of headache, usually occurs in periods of frequent attacks known as clusters. Cluster headaches can wake people up from sleep. These headaches cause intense pain in or around one eye on one side of the head.
Migraine.
Okay.
So even though we gained an hour's sleep, it's affecting our health. So cluster headaches, they tend to happen in 6 to 8 week cycles, and people have more of them this time of year. The theory is because the brain, the part of our brain that generates cluster headaches, also manages our circadian rhythm. And now, it's dark earlier, we're all screwed up.
Yep.
Then you got the SAD, the seasonal affective disorder. Shorter days means less sunlight, less vitamin D, so depression is more common as the days get shorter in general. But for most people, earlier sunset does not help. It can also be hard on people with Alzheimer's and dementia. They tend to be more affected by shifts in sleep schedules, so it can make symptoms worse. And then strokes and heart attacks. Springing forward in March has a bigger effect, but there is a small spike this time of year too. Our bodies just don't seem to like it when we mess with our internal clock.
Yes.
Do you think there's like somebody that's like overly dramatic where like today, the first day, they're like, I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it's the first day, man.
As
Come
an
on.
excuse.
Yeah.
Or when we spring forward and lose an hour of sleep.
That's the worst.
The Monday, people are like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Grow up.
Yeah.
It's an hour. You go to sleep an hour earlier.
This is definitely my time of the year right now. Like, I thrive at whenever we get this extra hour.
Yeah.
I will say. I mean, clearly, I was like a bear last night, just hibernating away, getting like 6, the actual time my Apple Watch said was 6 hours and 50 minutes.
That's a lot.
Good stuff.
That's great stuff.
Thank you. And guys, the REM cycle.
No, don't even talk about
What are you
the
looking
REM
at,
cycle.
like percentage of your total sleep on deep and REM?
Let me tell you all about it.
Yeah. Are you at 50 or 60?
No, like 20%.
How do you
for
know
deep
this
sleep.
stuff?
The Apple Watch is amazing.
So you keep your Apple Watch on when you sleep?
I did last night, yes.
I go with the Whoop band. It's the Apple Watch is, I don't know, it's fine.
What?
But I mean, Whoop band's a little bit.
What's a Whoop band? That sounds like you get that in Branson. No?
No, it's a thing.
Oh,
It's
I
a
didn't know.
thing. Yeah. My holistic doctor recommended I get it.
Really?
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
talk about that after the show because I'm interested. Deep sleep, 1 hour and 22 minutes for me last night.
Why do you want electronics attached to you when you sleep? You're attached to electronics all day. And you're going to keep it on when you sleep? The
I don't
one
know.
time where you can actually clear your body of
Of
whatever.
toxins? I don't know.
What's the REM though? You're leaving me hanging.
My
here.
REM is 1 hour and 55 minutes. My core sleep was 3 hours and 30 minutes last night.
I mean, that's 50% of your thing. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
I got great
I got
rest.
nothing, probably.
So the Whoop band tells you like as you sleep, like what your percentages of sleep are?
It's pretty much what you got. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
It sounds cooler.
Just
though.
more data.
Yeah, it's a lot more data. I
Just
don't use
more
any of
data.
it, but yeah, it's quite a bit of data.
It's more data to look at and to become crazy about.
That was what
That's
my
it
dad
is.
called the belt.
The Whoop band.
The Whoop band.
That's right.
Made it more fun.
That's the whoop,
Yeah.
the whoop-in band.
So you know what? It's just more numbers. It's more data to make us feel bad about everything.
Yeah, and I don't need that. I already feel bad.
I just don't
Yeah,
want
I already-
something else I have to plug in. I barely keep my stuff plugged in. Like computer, phone, that's enough. That's enough.
That's enough.
So many things have to be plugged in at night. I can barely keep up with 2. I can't plug something else in.
I'm just saying we know too much and we can't handle it.
Yeah.
Like we can't handle the data we have and it's making us crazy.
Yes. I mean, but I need to know, right? Like,
Do you really need to know?
I do. Like lately, I do need to know.
She does.
My sleep has been terrible since starting this show back in April, and so I need to know. I didn't have an Apple Watch before joining the Rizzuto Show. Now I do. Now I sleep with electronics on nonstop.
That's not good.
Well,
You just got to live. You know who I really feel bad for is kids.
She's got to live.
You got to live. Live.
Yeah, you can't be putting a whoop band on kids, man. That's
No, I'm talking about the too much data stuff.
Not anymore.
So
Right.
now in school. Now, do you remember when you were in school and you took a test? You wouldn't get the test back for a couple days.
Yeah.
Or if you had a bad report card, you knew when it was coming and you could intercept it. You could intercept it either from the mailbox or from school and just not give it to your parents.
Did you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that.
Now kids, as a parent of two, of a high school kid and a junior high kid, I could go into whatever app
Oh, yeah.
they have attached to the school and can find out their grades instantaneously. Too much data.
Yeah.
Too much data. And it's putting too much pressure on the kids. And parents are just getting crazy. Parents are getting crazy, yelling at these kids. Oh, I see you got a C on the last test before they even come home.
right.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That sucks for kids.
It does.
Yeah, let them have the grace period.
Let them have some grace.
Yeah.
That's just we all need a little bit more grace in the world. Right?
Well, now parents are just on top of kids.
Hovering.
They're hovering. They're hovering over the kids, watching every number. And the kids don't get a friggin' break.
The neuroses that's going to be happening, like when these kids become adults and they're in the business sectors of America, and like how insane that's going to be here in about 10 more years. We're going to see something.
Yeah, those guys are going to be your bosses.
Yeah,
that's going to be your.
We're going to be in hell. Those of us who don't have kids who are going to be old as hell with our bosses being, 28 when I'm 56, and I'm not working hard enough.
It's going to get to a point where before we go to bed, we have to plug ourselves into something and just run a diagnostics check.
I mean, the whoop band is close to that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I like what you're saying, though, about the grace period, because it's like the kid gets, like, let's say you flunk a test, man. Yeah. Your parents not going to know about it for maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. You got to live those 2 or 3 weeks. Like, he's like, I'm going to live it up. Yeah. I'm going to do everything cool because they're going to shut it down on me here. Yeah. And they don't have that anymore, is what you're saying. These kids, right now, your kid flunks a test, you know about it a day later.
I know about it before the kid even comes home.
Oh, man. Does a kid ever try to still intercept the...
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
I was on whatever mail route, so the report cards would come down the street a day before, would always be a day before we got ours. So I knew it was coming the next day.
Rizz had an integral knowledge of the U.S. Postal System.
Yeah, I had an inside guy.
You had an inside guy? You had a guy at the...
inside guy at the post office telling me, hey, the report card's coming. And when they were handwritten, it was a lot easier to change a grade.
Sure.
Did you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Did you ever have to argue to negotiate a grade? Because I feel like all Hollywood movies always had, like, in Clueless, Cher would go to whatever the teacher was and argue for a better grade. And, like, I tried it once after watching that movie in the 90s, and that wasn't a thing. You couldn't negotiate your way. You did it?
Did it.
What?
Did you? Did it successfully.
Tell us more.
Mr. Cheek, my Spanish teacher, cool guy. He was a good dude. A little bit of a pushover, I'd say, but a good guy. And I would just go to him and be like, hey, man, I made Greg's argument. I go, dude, listen, ¿cómo te llamas? Brother, if I take a C home in Spanish, my dad's going to flip out. Take
out the whoop belt.
And I'm like, he's taking out the whoop band. It is going to I may get kicked off the basketball team. And I'm like,
and you guys need me.
I'm like, I'll come in and do some extra stuff. I'll speak some extra words. I don't know what Spanish extra credit looks like. I don't know how to say extra credit in Spanish. That's on me.
Yeah, that's on me. Problem.
That's on me.
Problem,
that's on me. That's not on you. That's on me. And he was just like, I'll give you a B-. And I go, fine.
All right, done.
Yeah.
I'm like, it'll keep me on the honor roll. It'll keep my parents happy. And I had him for, ironically, English, too. Same teacher.
Yeah.
Same thing. He's like, all right, I'm just starting to think you're not good at languages, dude.
Yeah, man. You negotiated on English,
I did. I had another teacher, my math teacher, I could negotiate her up. She's great. We're actually semi-related now because my brother married her niece. Not at the time, though.
Yeah.
And math was bad because you can't BS math. Like, you either know it or you don't. Mm-hmm. English, there's some wiggle room.
Yeah.
A lot of classes, there's wiggle room. Math was like, math is math. It is either right or it's wrong.
It's inherently like that. Yeah.
And for good reason.
Sure.
Yeah, in math, you either have a right answer or a wrong answer.
Yeah. I think, that reminded me.
You don't want NASA ballparking it.
No. You reminded me of my brother. Pat McBride, the guy, he was the coach of the Steamers, which was the indoor soccer team. Yeah, it was a big deal. Mm-hmm. Big deal here in like the 80s. Well, he had a soccer camp, and my brother went, and I think he threw some fireworks in the toilet.
At the training facility?
During whatever the camp was, and it was, like exploded or whatever, and Pat got him red-handed. Like Pat was there, and like at the stall. My brother comes out of the stall. He's like, I got you.
Yeah.
He's like, we're gonna send you home. We're gonna tell your dad about this. And my brother just goes, listen, Pat, that's fine. You can do that. You should do that. You have every right to do that. But you need to know, if you do that, my dad will physically kill me. Like, he will beat me. He's like,
balls in your
man,
court, Pat.
He goes, listen, Pat, you just got to know, man, if you do this, he's going to physically hurt me. Like, it's going to be a horror. My life's over if you do this. Yeah. Is there any other way we can handle this? And I think McBride was cool about it, man.
Wow.
That's how I would
great negotiating tactic. Okay, so, hey.
That was my big one.
That's the way.
That's the way. This is the way.
Mr. Pierce would do that for me, too. I would do the same thing. I'd trump it up a little, too. I'd be like, he's soaking his belt in the bathtub right now.
You
admit
If I know you, Rafe, man, you oversold it. You almost ruined it. You almost ruined it.
But
he's got a gun.
Yeah, you admit. Now, the tactic here is you admit wrongdoing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Pat, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I shouldn't be throwing fireworks down the toilet. I understand. And Pat, if I was in your shoes, I'd be upset as well.
But understand, Pat, there's consequences for both of us. You got to take your ownership, and what happens to me happens to you. Because you got to go to the grave knowing you killed a child.
That's right.
Because of your phone call, which is warranted.
You're an accessory to murder.
Warranted.
Yeah.
My dad is going to beat my ass.
Yeah.
And it's going to be bad. And it's going to be on you, Pat. You want that on you, Pat?
Yeah. Turn it around.
Yeah, that was my brother, man. It worked. And I saw McBride a couple years ago at some fundraiser thing and told him about it. And he was really cool about it.
Did he go, how's your brother? You go, no, he's dead.
Yeah.
He killed him.
Nah, I mean, he spared him, Lern. Yeah, Pat didn't tell me that.
Let him off.
I think he made him run or something like that.
Yeah. Miss Pierce would make me come in, and like my math teacher would, she'd be like, all right, if you come in for a week, 30 minutes before school starts, and basically just tutored me.
Yeah.
And she's like, and you do all these problems and all the homework you didn't do, we're going to sit down and do all these problems, I'll bump you up a letter grade.
Really?
So I would just go in, and then she would pretty much just do it all, and I would nod. I was trying on my scratch paper and whatnot, but she was cool, and she would be like, all right, your C- is a B-, or your D is a C.
And listen, man, I don't want to alienate.
I took the deal.
I don't want to alienate Rafe or some of your listeners, but this is like a hillbilly school over in Southern Illinois, right? I mean, this is not. It's not. It wasn't even accredited.
How dare you be smirched?
Now, if a kid gets a bad grade, well, first of all,
Alvarado High School.
We got a couple teachers weighing in, going, "Hey, with this electronic, grading system where the parents have access, the teachers are getting lit up too.
Good.
Like the moment a grade hits the app, a parent's on the phone, either arguing for their kid.
Ah, jeez.
Oh,
they're negotiating.
They're negotiating.
That's not helping.
No, it's not helping at all.
It's not helping.
But now, so if my kid gets a bad grade, he could just retake the test.
What's wrong with that?
So my son gets a bad grade in his, bio-med class.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you got a 70-something, man. What's going on, man? He goes, don't worry. Retake Monday.
Oh.
No, that's not.
I go, what do they average 2 grades? He goes, no, they just throw out the 1 grade.
No, man. That's not, what do you learn?
Well, no, let me say this.
That's every class is like that now.
It's not life, man.
Parents,
that's not life.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but if you want they're learning material. So maybe they don't get a point towards valedictorian, but they are learning the material, right? Like hopefully there's some sort of average system there. So the people that actually knew it the first test around are obviously the smarter ones that should be leveling up at the end of the year.
No, the kids that are smart, that are actually studying and going, why am I studying when I can just retake the test?
See, that's a bummer. But you want them to learn the material. So in my opinion, I think having a second try and actually retaining the information is going to help them in the long run.
You earn the C-.
Yeah, I like your eternal optimism in the point towards valedictorian. Come on, we're not talking about those kids.
No, we're not talking about those kids.
You need to wallow in that bad grade.
Yeah.
And you need to know what it feels like to fail.
Yeah.
So you don't want to fail again. So maybe next time I'll do better.
Yeah. Dude, if I could go back to school and do it all over again, like Billy Madison style, I would in a heartbeat because I was a terrible student. Awful. Like, terrible. Did really well in college, like, once I refined what I was actually interested in and where my strengths are as a person. But, like, general studies in high school, things that I should know today as an adult that I don't. American history, for one. Like, I wish I could just go back and take all of those classes again. You know?
Yeah, because you're interested in it now.
I'm interested in it now, yeah.
And now you've developed habits that would be conducive to getting good grades, where back then we were distracted by whatever, shiny things.
Dudes. Yeah.
Dudes, rock and roll
music.
music.
Going to Pops. Yes.
Yeah. Were you good? Were you good student?
I was decent. Yeah. I was decent. I mean, I could have been much better, but yeah. My father was a teacher. Yeah.
Sorry.
At the school.
Oh.
Yeah. My mother was a writer, so. And my mother had me reading when I was a kid. I think that's so important. Like when I was a child, she had me reading a lot of books. So I think that sort of. I did coast a little bit though. My first year of college, I went to the military academy. I went to West Point.
Wow.
And that's when I sort of figured out how to study.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you went to West Point. Okay, so you had no choice.
Yeah, it was just, it was difficult, and it was like, I don't know, you had all these other things, and they were yelling at you all the time, and then, so once I left after a year.
West Point Military Academy in upstate New York, which is amazing. What an amazing place.
Right.
Yeah. I went for
but it's an honor just to even get accepted there.
It was. I mean, I think the wrestling had something to do with that.
Yeah.
But
Greg went for 1 year and he was like, all right, I get what this is. I'm good. And just left.
Pretty much. Man, I remember I made it through the hard year. Usually if you make it through that year, you don't quit, because I made it through the plebe year, and they just were yelling at you the whole year.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot. Not like funny fraternity yelling. It was like serious yelling. And you had to memorize all this stuff. Like every day you had to memorize like the front page of the New York Times. You had to memorize all these dates.
Wow.
They would literally, you'd be standing in formation at like 5 a.m. Like right now. And you stand there and they come around. Warren, what's in the news today? Sir, today in the New York Times, it was reported that Ronald Reagan, Ronald, are you on a first-name basis with the Commander-in-Chief, Warren? You want to start over, Warren? So then they had this thing, it was like the days. It was like all these different days, like, sir, give me the days, Warren. Sir, the days. There are 230 days until graduation. There are 150 days until ring weekend. There are 82 days until Army beats the hell out of Navy at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh, Warren? Pittsburgh? Did they move Veterans Memorial Stadium from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh, Warren? Huh? Did they? Who authorized that, Warren? Was it your buddy Ronnie? Is that who did it, Warren?
Ronnie and Warren.
Yeah.
Push-ups.
Ronnie Reagan.
Yeah.
Also, your brother's methodology didn't work at West Point. We were like,
no, that thing.
Sir, if you send that bad grade home, my dad is I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, they didn't care about your dad, man.
Your dad is the least of your worries, Warren.
I'm your dad now. I'm your mother and your father.
Yes. You had to know the chain of command too, which is like who you report to, all the way up like 30 levels to the Commander-in-Chief. And I usually I knew the guy that was yelling at me at the moment, and Reagan. Pretty much everybody in between I couldn't get, And
you just got to be on your toes at any moment. You could be asked whatever question.
Yeah, all this stuff, man. You had to memorize the menus for the day, like for all the meals.
But this is officer training stuff.
Yeah, it was. That's what you're going to be an officer.
You're going to West Point to be an officer.
Yeah. But I made it through the first year, and then I remember we went down. They marched us down to this like big auditorium, and then like 2 days later, we're going to go home for the first time. I was going to come back to St. Louis.
They had a nickname picked out for you. Also, you would have been Storm and Warren.
Man, yeah. Storm and Warren would have been. I would have been
Storm and Warren.
Full bird colonel at the least.
Soren Warren. Yeah. At that point.
Yeah.
It's pretty tight.
Yeah, I like it.
A lot of good rhyme schemes with your name.
Yeah.
But anyway, as you're saying.
Oh yeah. So we go down to this like giant auditorium, and I was done. I had finished the whole thing. I made it, and they were like, okay, guys, you're gonna go home for 3 weeks vacation, and then when you get back, we're gonna go this training in the summer. You're gonna learn how to drive tanks and stuff. And when you go back to your barracks, we're going to have an equipment layout, so we make sure you have all your equipment, for this summer. And I was marching back, and I was like, I lost half of that stuff. Like, I don't have the stuff that I'm supposed to have, and they're just going to keep yelling at me. They said they were going to stop yelling at me after this year, and they're just going to, and I literally made the decision on the way back. I'm like, I'm quitting, man.
The summer before, you were to drive tanks when you came back?
Yeah, we were going to drive tanks, yeah.
And you quit then?
Yeah, man.
You always quit after you drive the tanks.
Listen, man.
Everybody knows that.
Rizz, let me clue you in on something. And Rafe was in the Army. So, like, a lot of that stuff that sounds fun in the Army isn't fun.
It's terrible.
Obstacle course tomorrow. Cool. Turns out, not cool. It's a lot of guys yelling at you and making you go faster than you want to go. Like the Army could take the fun out of everything. The Army could take the fun out of a water slide. They could.
No, driving tanks, though, I don't know. I would have waited till after
I told you the day. Tanks. Yeah, it sounds cool in theory, but a lot of stuff in the brochure ain't in the packet when you get there.
Yeah.
Like I remember, I think I've told this on the air before, but we went the day we were supposed to do the obstacle course, which seems like the fun day.
It's not fun.
The zip line and the tires and the nets.
Yeah, do you raise your hand?
Everybody's jumping over logs.
According to the brochure here, I was assured there'd be zip lining once a week.
Yeah. Well, you get there, and the day we went out to the obstacle course in Fort Lawton, Oklahoma, they go, well, the obstacle course is in disrepair, and we don't have the money to fix it. And they said it's not safe enough for you guys to get on, so we're just going to rake leaves instead. And we went out in the forest for 7 hours, and we just raked leaves in the forest until we had hefty trash bags like the Pyramid of Giza. And I was like, well, at least I guess we did a good deed. We cleaned up the forest floor. And then the last hour, we dumped all the bags back out so the next group.
Really?
Because they had to have something for you to do every day. And I'm like, sir, I didn't see the rake in the brochure. I'd like to show you. Here in the brochure, there's a guy rappelling. That seems fun. I did not see a guy holding a lawn rake, so there's a lot of stuff. It's just about, like, you doing what you're told, not having fun, not complaining about not having fun, and then going to the next day and doing it all again.
The only thing I retained from the military is, like, my ability to fold T-shirts.
Second to none, huh?
I'm so good, man. I could manage a gap like that. Like they place a lot of emphasis on folding clothes.
You served in the Old Navy. That's a different. Yeah. You're an Old Navy vet.
That's
You try to get buried in Jefferson Barracks. You're like, what branch are we in? You're like Old Navy.
Old Navy.
Which is actually got their own section.
Yeah, they got a place at the West County Mall.
Yeah.
That's where I'm serving. I serve, serving the West County Mall. That's where I'm.
The West County Mall Army.
I remember doing we went and played, like, laser tag one time, a bunch of comedians, and Rafe played with us. And
where'd you guys go?
Over in Illinois somewhere, like Edwardsville.
Yeah.
Edison's.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah, I think that was it. And Rafe, definitely his Army training.
Kicked in, huh?
Yeah, he, like, found the high ground and picked us all off.
Oh, you were being all, like, tactical.
Yeah, man. He was really good at it.
I ruined these kids' afternoon.
Yeah.
Some kids that decided to play us.
Oh, yeah, they lumped us in with some other kids. And, yeah, Rafe lit them up, man.
You ever play paintball?
Took the high ground, lit them up. They were mad. They couldn't get to their base. This one little kid had a meltdown, and I was like, sorry, dude. This is a war.
Oh, yeah, I remember that kid.
The Pharaoh's tomb is not to be fussed with.
I mean, that was the theme. Have you ever played paintball?
I have played paintball, but not like I've never gotten to go to one of them cool places. Right, we just played like hillbillies.
You sat in your neighborhood and shot paintballs at each other.
There's a place out there.
Pretty much, dude. Pretty much. I also played what I call hillbilly paintball, which is just BB gun wars. Right. Which was not okay.
So there's Wacky Warriors up in Wentzville, which is great, and then there's a place called Extreme Paintball out in Illinois.
Okay.
So went with our buddy Jeremy out to Extreme. And, you rent a gun, and you rent the helmet, and, you got all that stuff. And then there's the guy who's playing with his own equipment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's a survivalist type guy.
You got the guy that has brought his own stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's clearly unfair.
Oh.
And the guy could shoot, 500 rounds in a second.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's insane, man. That
like
guy needs to be, like, whoever the ATF or whoever investigates that kind of stuff, that guy needs to be on a list. Mm-hmm. Like, that guy should be on a list.
Like, he comes with his own, like, a hard case, and he opens it up. He's got his own CO2. No, I'm not using that peasant CO2. I brought my own. He brought, like, his own tank.
That's a scary guy, man.
And he's got these, like, speed loader things.
Nas.
Yeah, dude. He's got, like, a Ghostbusters proton pack on full of paintballs, and you're just like, whoa.
He brought his own ghillie suit.
And you got the little...
Yeah.
You're shooting one paintball at a time, just getting...
I'd love to go. I've never played.
He's got the drugs that the terrorists take these days.
Diazepam.
He's on meth.
Steady his hand.
No, he's on meth. He's all methed out.
We call that's
hide in the woods.
Diazepam is sort of meth, isn't it?
I think so. It like slows your... It makes you steady and like kind of slows your heart rate down. A lot of snipers take diazepam or whatever.
Oh, yeah? To like slow your heart rate down.
Yeah, so
yeah.
get you locked in.
I had a buddy that took some version of that. Is that like beta blockers or whatever?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I had a buddy that took one of those like before his Tonight Show set.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He didn't want to get like nervous for his Tonight Show set.
So there are pills you could take so you won't be nervous?
Yes, people with high blood
Golfers
pressure
take them, I think, for putting.
Whoa.
I've heard a lot of people when they
Guys,
first
we're
get
there,
into
man.
public speaking.
We're there.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
How did it go for him taking that before Tonight Show set?
He said it worked.
Okay.
Yeah, he said it worked.
Hook me up.
To get rid of like stage nerves
Yeah.
before going on national TV where millions of people are watching, I
Yeah.
could take a pill and calm myself down.
Yeah, I could get it. I like.
I could get
Can you-
it.
I mean, I get it. I didn't mean I could get it.
How many can you
I
get
could
me?
get it if you're out there, but
You're our dealer now.
yeah, I
Great.
could get it.
Let's do a drug deal on the radio right now.
No, I got those late night sets. I've done a few, and the specials or whatever, they're taping, so you can be like, all right, guys, let's stop for a second.
Yeah.
I screwed that joke up, or you're doing another show or whatever. Those late night sets, you have 4.5 minutes, and you
Have you done a what?
I
late night
did.
talk shows?
Remember Ferguson?
Oh, yeah,
I did
Craig
that
Ferguson.
4
Well, I think
times.
he's in town this week.
Is he really? He's a
no way.
great
Is
dude
he here this
and
week?
hilarious.
Or is John Cleese? Or
John
they're
Cleese
both-
is next week.
coming in
John
town
Cleese is next
Oh,
week.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Craig Ferguson maybe this week.
Yeah, I did Ferguson and like 4 times, and I did Seth Meyers
No way.
once. And yeah, you're a little shaky, man.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, because there's no do-overs or whatever.
Well, I can imagine it's the waiting to go on that's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, like, Seth Meyers, it was when I was living in New York a few years back, and the guy, there's a comic that does warm-up for the show every night. That, like, gets the crowd going. Well, I knew, me and him were friends, man. And he was like, I'm going to get him ready for you, buddy. Like, he kind of took care of me that
I'm going
night.
to butter him up.
Yeah,
for
he
you.
was. He was like, and then
I'm going to set him up, Greg, and you're going to knock him down.
it was totally like that. He was like, "Hey, this is my friend that's coming on. You guys got to give it up."
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
Ryan Reese, I owe him still.
What was the for the comic at a Seth Meyers show? You get your own dressing room.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of spread do they have? Did they ask you before what you want?
No. From what I remember, because it's NBC down in New York, and that's an old building. And
Yeah, I mean,
Is that 30 Rock?
30
yeah,
Rock.
it's 30 Rock, and those he had his floor, and there's really tiny rooms. It's like it's old.
Yeah, it's an old building. Yeah.
At Ferguson, it was in L.A. and it was a CBS studio, and that one I remember like it was. You had a nicer room, and then they had like just basically a buffet of stuff
Nice.
for all the guests that wanted to. Like it was,
Yeah.
I think it was with the Buzzcocks the first time I did it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so you're just like hanging out. But yeah, I don't remember there being like a ton of like food or anything like that. At
Who
Seth Meyers.
are the big stars that were on during your shows? Do you remember? Did you meet anybody?
Yeah, I don't think I bugged one guy, and I'll tell you his name after the break. I can't remember who he was supposedly a big movie star, or he was a really good actor, not a movie star, but a really good actor. The guy that hosts Survivor.
Oh, Jeff Probst.
Jeff Probst.
Okay.
I think I was on with him like twice, and then who's the girl? I can't believe I love her. The girl that was in. She was a little girl when she was Interview with a Vampire.
Oh,
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst was on with me.
Yeah.
one
Oh, that's
time.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big star.
But she was like, I didn't bug her. Like I could just tell. Like I'm like,
I don't know. I get nervous around people like that. I just
do
don't
I.
want. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't want to bother them. What am I going to ask them?
is it hard to enjoy at times because you're thinking about, because usually the comedians go last.
Once I got older, like Seth Meyers, I did that wasn't that long ago, and I was already a little bit old, and I realized that my career probably wasn't going to be everything that I had imagined. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
Greg.
no, I was like, hey man, you're probably not going to be the superstar you thought you were. So let's just go ahead and enjoy this.
You're doing so great, though.
I'm doing fine.
Hey, the key to enjoying your life, lowered expectations.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
man.
That's how I live.
Yes, when
Lowered
anything's.
expectations.
That's great. That's
Isn't that
how I
on
live.
TV, yeah.
Well, you're a great success because here you are.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Here you are.
Yeah,
Doing
getting hang with
great.
you guys.
The fact that I'd kill for Greg's career and to hear him say that just shows me the comedians truly will never be happy.
You're also, I got some years on you, buddy. Like
I know.
Yeah,
You'll get there.
You still have potential.
Hey, man, I've already given up, so I'm way ahead.
There you go,
See?
man. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
We went to Metallica on Friday, which nobody here went on yesterday, right?
No.
I did not.
Friday was great.
So much fun.
What a great show Metallica still puts on. Been doing it since the early 80s, and they still, I tell you what, man, they bring it.
Yeah.
63,000 people inside that dome on Friday.
That's so cool, man.
Amazing.
It was once we were inside, it was amazing. Now, getting there was the real bitch.
No. I'm sure St. Louis had that all organized.
No, Greg,
What?
no, they didn't.
No,
They
man.
didn't.
I
There
bet
is
you-
not ample parking down in that area.
So, man.
I'm going to tell you who the parking king is of St. Louis, though.
Oh, we heard.
Thank you.
No.
Oh.
Not you. Rafe Williams is the parking king
Yes.
of St. Louis. I'm about ready to tell everybody a little story about how this man over here, Tim and I are, you and Ryan are driving. We're all
My buddy
texting.
Ryan picked me up because I'm like, hey, I got your tickets. You drive.
You
Okay.
text the group, Rafe, me, Tim, and us. You're like, parking is a nightmare. You guys are trying to find anywhere to park. I think you found like a garage to park in, right?
We found a spot near the casino, which it's now the Horseshoe Casino.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was it was fine.
It's fine.
It was fine, but it took us 45 minutes, almost an hour to park. We missed Wolfgang Van Halen.
Yeah.
Missed it.
Oh,
Missed
man.
missed his set. We finally got in. Pantera was already like 2 songs into their set.
So you finally get a spot. So that's communicated. The Queen has his spot.
The Queen has a spot. Yes, me.
Rafe
the Queen.
calls Tim and I and says, I just found 2 spots literally across the street from the Dome, street parking. I'm going to stand here until you guys get here. This is downtown St. Louis where people are getting murdered left and right all the time. It's chaos. This man, we're on the phone with him. We hear people honking at him and asking him to move. And he's like,
Oh, you
nah,
stood
dude,
your ground, huh?
I told him to
Beat it.
Beat it.
Wow.
You stood your ground and actually
I gave your spot away once you said you had a garage.
you held a street spot.
I held 2.
That's
Oh,
dangerous,
thank
man.
you. Thank you, Rafe.
No, it is, man.
It's
That's
dangerous.
also
Just gotta
that's-
act like you know what you're doing. You just gotta fake it. You gotta act like you were. I just stay on the phone, hold a cone,
Yeah.
Where'd you
keep
get
your
a cone?
cool.
He's got pop-up cones.
I
in
found
his
a cone.
His pockets.
All right, Damone.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
got to act like, hey, this is the place to be.
Yeah, exactly.
It took like 10 minutes for us to, we were well on our way to where you were, which is surprising, but
Yeah.
like we had to turn around, got there, pulled right in, walked up like
Greg,
across.
Every lot was full.
Oh,
Every lot was full. The gridlock.
$50
This is a
to
joke,
park.
right? I mean, St. Louis would have prepared some things for them.
Gridlock. Well, there was a Blues game at the same time.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
So getting off 40, getting over to the Dome, that side of the city was it took a while to get off 40 to get to that side of the city to where the Dome is. Then you drive around. I mean, everybody trying to converge on the Dome at the same time. Gridlock. People aren't obeying traffic laws.
No.
You got cars going down one-way streets the wrong way. Now throw in crotch rockets as you see.
Oh,
like,
yes. We
Oh,
almost got
really?
hit. Uh-huh.
throw in
Those things make me nervous.
Throw
The
in-
sound of 'em.
Suction boys.
throw in gangs of people on motorcycles doing wheelies in between each car.
One
Really?
guy on a crotch rocket. He was parked. He was like rolling through the 2 lanes of cars in between our car and the car next to us. And he turned around and he looked at me and he did the 2 fingers to the eyes to me, and I did it back to him. And I was like, I'm gonna get killed tonight.
Yep.
That was. I mean, everybody was on
You guys
high
are
alert.
both very brave.
Very
All
brave.
right.
Thank you, Greg.
Dude, I
Very brave.
was in an Uber getting these texts about parking from them because I was like, I'm not even messing with it. I'm taking an Uber down.
You were in an Uber, but it was on one of those crotch rockets.
Yeah.
The gang.
It was.
Gang.
Smart.
I'm on an app called Suction Boys, the Suction Boys app.
Yeah, we have a
They
gang.
just pick you up
called
on an
Suction Boys.
ATV.
Suction
yeah.
Boys?
Yeah, they rob you. There's a gang of people robbing people while they're vacuuming their cars at car washes.
Yeah.
And we've dubbed them the Suction Boys. The Suction Boys gang. So keep an eye out. if
Suction
you're-
Boys, ride again.
Scares me, man.
You heard it here first. But don't worry. They have a rival gang, and that's the Cheddar Bay Biscuit Gang. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, man.
There is a good gang in town.
That's Red Lobster, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
and Rizz's homemade recipe.
the gang at Cheddar Bay Biscuit Boys. We just on our at the clubhouse we just get the pre-made mix and
Pound
Really?
carbs.
oh yeah we just.
You know,
Anyway.
my buddy Josh Arnold every year vacations at Cheddar Bay. He says,
Yeah.
There actually is a Cheddar Bay.
"No,
Take me there,
he
Greg.
just spends a week at Red Lobster." But
Anyway, Rafe.
No, I was in the Uber and you guys were texting me, and the guy was freaking out because I saw the 2 spots, and the dad in me just was like, "I got to get out." And
Yeah.
he goes,
I'm gonna hop out here.
"Goes, we're not we're not there yet." And I go, "Well, I'm getting out." And he goes, "You can't get out. I got to complete the ride." And I go,
you don't.
"Brother, the ride is complete." And he was like,
Ride's done.
He was really up. He was like, "No, you have to go to your destination." I go, "I found my destination. I'm here. 2 parking spots that I'm about to save for my friends, be the hero of the evening. It's happening. I'm sorry." And I was like, as I was getting out, he's like, "Please."
Don't go.
The guy was like sad, like a movie. He's like, "Please, finish the ride." And I go, "Brother,
Like I was
ride is finished."
Ride is over,
Finish the
brother.
quest.
Yeah, he was like
You guys
Billy
were
the
on a
Kid in
quest
Young
together.
Guns. He's like, "I shall finish the game."
It's a different kind of ride.
Yeah, and I was like, the ride has changed. And I just got out and dropped the pin for Lern.
I picked it up.
And man, they pulled in, parallel parked, and boom, we were around the corner and at the Dome, and it felt like a big win in that chaos.
Yeah, well, we found a spot next to the casino, and we were the last car before they put the lot full sign out. And I felt like it was Indiana Jones running from the boulder and sliding
Sliding
under
underneath,
the thing, and people were so pissed. Because we had to go down by the landing, go through the landing, and go up those cobblestone streets one way, and we're waiting in line. It was awful.
I saw people say that they left and turned around and went home.
I was
No,
close.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some listeners have said that.
They
Greg,
didn't go to Metallica.
It
Right.
got to that point where you go, nothing is worth driving around.
Well, and a lot of people wanted to see Pantera, and they did. To me, they kind of stole the show. Like
Pantera?
yeah,
They were great.
Oh my god! And people wanted to see Wolfgang Van Halen. So if you already missed out on those 2 bands, and maybe you've seen Metallica before, you're probably like, screw this. Like, I'm leaving.
At the same time, though, Metallica brought it.
Come on,
and
man.
they had a circle stage, so it was in the round. So it was in the middle of the Dome at the 50-yard line, where it would be, when the Rams played. So the circle stage was huge.
Yeah.
And they had people, so it almost looked like a donut. And in the middle of the donut they called that snake pit. So you could buy tickets for in the snake
Really?
pit.
Inside?
Inside the donut.
You're the cream filling in the donut, the Metallica donut.
Man,
Yes.
that's I go jelly filled, but that's an expensive seat, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Probably we're
yeah.
talking $200-$300, huh?
They also sold like elevated tickets too. So they had these like it looked like 4 or 5 towers, and you could buy seats on this elevated platform, so you're above everybody but still close to the stage. I heard those were like $4,000 a piece.
Wow. Did you get the feeling that there were a lot of people in from other cities?
Oh yeah, because my mom came to town Friday afternoon, and I went to go pick her up at Lambert. And there were a lot of black T-shirts, and clearly to see Metallica for the weekend. It was a Metallica weekend. So Friday was the show. Saturday, there were a whole bunch of events. I know you guys went bowling with the roadies.
Yep, that was super fun.
James Hetfield did a book signing down at Left Bank Books. There was a Metallica film festival.
Black and whiskey tasting.
Yeah, whiskey tastings. And then Sunday was the next show.
So there's all kinds of events in St. Louis for these.
Surrounding Metallica.
So it's like a festival. And do you think most people went to both shows?
I had a couple people in my life that did. I saw people.
Because it was different
going
sets.
back. Yeah, it was different sets.
So like, they played Master of Puppets on Friday, but they didn't play it on Sunday. They played Enter Sandman on Sunday, which they didn't play on Friday.
And 2 different openers, Ice Nine Kills and Five Finger
called
Death
that.
Punch last night.
Yeah.
We had a thorough discussion. I know I kind of wanted to see the openers last night, but we had a discussion about what they would close with, because we're like, what are going to be the closers?
Yeah.
And now we were like, Master of Puppets one night, probably Enter Sandman.
And that was, we were absolutely correct.
We nailed it.
So we were, and I do want to say we had really good seats.
I hope so.
We had,
I hope so.
they put us in a suite.
Yeah.
Like we had a suite.
With the food and bev, too?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And the big boss was there. So our boss, Tommy, was there.
Yeah.
And then our boss,
John.
our boss's boss, John, was there.
Yeah.
And John said, hey, whatever you guys want.
Oh.
And this chick to my left
Yes.
was like, just bring all the alcohol.
Bring me a bottle of Jack. And they did.
Yeah.
And I
She
did.
polished off a bottle of Jack Daniels almost by herself.
I did. And I had Rafe even said, he's like, you're having a really good time.
Out of
Friday
control.
Night. I was.
Out of control.
And also, I want to say this. So, Frank Sidoris, who is the guitarist for Wolfgang Van Halen's band, I know his aunt, and we missed Wolfie's show. And so he and I were messaging on Instagram. He's like, hope you could get here. And I go, dude, I'm still stuck in traffic. I'm going to miss your entire set. That dude's like, where are you guys at? I want to come say hi to everybody. So he came to our suite and hung out and drank Jack. No, not Wolfgang.
No, one of the guitarists. Because I turned around, I'm like, who's the long-haired fella?
Drinking Jack with the whole show.
Who lit one of them long hairs?
Who's that long-haired fella?
I was over the freaking moon. It was so much fun.
Oh, yeah. So Lern's out there doling out shots for everybody. Warm Jack Daniels, which is...
I'm a beast, Greg.
Blah.
He was a sweet guy. He was a nice guy.
He was in love with Rafe. He complimented Rafe on a number of occasions. His hair. Both my husband and Rafe shared hair care products at the end of the night. We closed down the suite.
We did.
It's crazy.
Well,
there was a point, because I've been trying to grow my hair out long, and it's going through a very long ugly phase, which I'm not crazy about. A lot of caps being worn, and I've almost given up. And this guy comes in, dude. This guy is so handsome, and he had his hair in like a man bun and rock star style. And at some point during the conversation, he let his hair down like a Pantene commercial, just like
it out
casually. And literally in my head, I was just like, F this guy. And I just got mad about it and went away.
Because
I just
his
went
hair
and
was
hung
so
out with
good?
Rizz, because hair was so good.
Pantene, they put the vitamin in. You can see it.
Man.
Well, he let his hair down and did the shake.
He did. Yeah. But then later on, unprompted, unless Lern setting me up for it, he goes, hey, man, I don't want to sound weird, but he's like, I noticed as soon as I met you, you got great hair. And I was just like, hell yeah, man. Sometimes the compliment you need comes along right when you need it.
Right when you need
it. And I'm like, you just got me through the next 3 haircuts, because I've almost taken it all off.
Well, my ride, Ryan, he was gracious enough to then take us to DB's after.
Oh, yes.
After the concert. And then the party continued down at DB's.
Yeah. I was lit, man. Because Rafe was the parking king, I was like, where do you want to go? We'll take you anywhere. You want to go home? He's like, I want to go to DB's because that's where you guys were. And so we showed up and the party was continuing.
Oh, yeah.
This is everything that I would want from a
Metallica show.
A Metallica show and radio people like you guys. This is what I would want your life to be.
Oh, it was great. Yeah. And it's fun. It's fun to do that stuff every once in a while.
Yeah, man. Why do you have the job if you can't do that every now and then?
Every now and then it's fun.
Yeah.
But I was just a disaster on Saturday. I got home around 1:30, 2 o'clock, and my body can't take it anymore.
Right.
After just hours of drinking.
I was bad on Saturday.
And then my wife and son were away, so it was me and my daughter. My mom's here, and I'm like, I had to be a dad and take my daughter to a cheerleading thing, and I was no good on Saturday. I tried my best.
We went bowling at Shrewsbury Lanes with the Metallica roadies. So Casey was doing an event where each jock got to have a team, and so I invited Rafe. So it was Rafe, my husband, and this listener named Jessica, and us against 4 or 3 of the Metallica roadies. Okay,
really?
And they bowl when they're off on their off days, because Saturday was an off day. These dudes know how to roll like no other, and it was so much fun because I was so hungover. But dude, I would have made you so proud.
Yeah, you rolled good.
The first roll,
bro, she was rolling out of her mind.
I rolled a strike. First roll.
Locked in.
And then I did 130, 125. We played 3 games, 130, 125. And then the gummy I had
12.
came in and it was like.
Definitely brought her average
you
down
took a
that
gummy?
third game.
I did. Yeah, it wasn't like a pot gummy. It was like a CBD gummy. But yeah, I just.
It's a Flintstones gummy.
Flintstones
really
gummy.
drug her down.
But I had such a good time.
That calcium hit her bones and she got heavy.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, next time Metallica comes to town, Greg, you could.
Yeah, man, take the weekend off.
Take the weekend off.
You should.
Come hang out.
I got to say, man, a buddy of mine just out of nowhere was like, hey, I watched this this girl interview one of the people from Metallica, and she was really, really smooth.
Oh,
yeah. Learn. We got some pretty nice compliments.
Yeah, it was out of nowhere. He was like, "Man, that girl really knows what she's doing."
They put her interview on Blabbermouth.
Yeah,
on a national.
Luis emailed in, "Hi, The Point played your interview with Robert Trujillo on Saturday afternoon about 1:15. I listened to it in its entirety. Great job, girl. I could hear the excitement in your voice, and Robert was just so down to earth, friendly, and open to all your questions. I'm so glad I happened to be tuned in at that time."
That's very sweet.
And that was very nice.
Yeah, he was the best. He was just super cool.
Well, the story goes that Lern went down to interview Robert, the bassist from Metallica, on Thursday. Rafe pretended to be her sound guy to go along to get access.
To weasel in, go fly on the wall.
Next thing you know, Metallica's manager, somebody from their management company was in our box.
Yeah.
Adon, it was a great guy.
So cool.
And he said that, Rafe and Robert kind of hit it off because Rafe told Robert Trujillo, bassist of Metallica, the best places in the city to get a sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
He lit up.
And Robert lit up.
He did.
And I wonder if he got those sandwiches.
They did. He came to our box. Metallica's manager came to our box and was like, dude, the minute Robert got back to the... Because I told you, I was like, he slid that list in his pocket with it, and he was walking a little lighter. Yeah. There's a joy in his step. And then there's like, as soon as he got back, he like, whoever their catering manager is, he goes, find these places.
Find me these sandwiches.
Go find these places and bring us sandwiches.
Where's Joy's Deli?
So he went to Joya's?
Joya's, Blue City, and then I don't know if they did Gramophone or Legrand's. Those were like the two that I kind of put as like, hey, late night Gramophone.
Like, these are the places to get a good sandwich. And then Rafe on Saturday did a little independent research himself. Where'd you go, Sunday?
Saturday post bowling. I bowled. We rolled hard. We did good. I want to we glazed over that. We represented the show well.
Yeah.
We did not win. They said the exact scores.
Well, that was my exact score.
Her exact scores. As a team,
we
put up some good points. I think we finished like 4th or something like that. Yeah. Which isn't great.
Out of 5.
4th. There were 2 teams.
Yeah. Well,
like
Greg, it's all about how you frame it, dude. You're not helping the framing.
You against the roadies, and you got 4th?
There was more teams, dude. It was a cumulative score of all the teams.
Oh, okay. All right, man.
Anyway.
Well, now it doesn't sound as cool.
Right. We did well.
Sorry, man.
Greg's busting my framing out.
Like that, man. I'm sure you guys did great.
That was a load-bearing wall you just busted out.
They gave you some sort of participation trophy that said you got second.
It was cool. It was a fun time. But then on the way back from bowling, they were having a date night, and I go, well, you know what? I'm going to have a date night, too. Tim and Lern want to have a date night? I'm going to have a date night, too. So I went to Mom's Deli and got a sandwich from Mom's Deli. And then I went to Legrand's and got a second sandwich from Legrand's. And I took them home.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Did you bring your Mom's Deli sandwich with you inside Legrand's?
No, I didn't flex hard like that.
Did you get
you can't be doing that, right?
But I did lock it in the trunk so no one would steal it.
Legrand's is another sandwich place, right?
Yeah, it's great.
So you didn't do that, did you? Were you bring another sandwich?
No.
Convy did that too. My buddy did that to me the other day, man. He showed up at Caldi's with a Starbucks, man. I was like,
no,
get out of here, man. What are you doing? It's one level of white trash to go into a place and then you have your drink from wherever.
You can't bring Burger King into McDonald's.
You could bring Burger King, McDonald's, as long as you buy some McDonald's. That's still sort of white trash.
That's weird.
But when you go in and you don't order anything from McDonald's, man, Convy did that.
And Caldi's, so I love Caldi's.
Caldi's my place. He made me look like, like
garbage.
I got a reputation over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's sitting there with his Starbucks. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, especially since it's direct competition.
It's also, not only is it direct competition, Rizz, it's the big national chain.
Yeah, going against a local guy.
Our local place, my neighborhood. It's Kirkwood. This is our place.
Well, at least with Mom's and Legrand's, they're two
indies.
I didn't do that.
Local establishments.
You're getting a rumor started.
So you left your Mom's deli
sandwich right now.
You left your mom.
I know the etiquette.
You left your Mom's sandwich in the car, unattended.
No, I locked it up.
Dude,
I put it in the console and hid it. And I wish that was a joke.
Where some people
I literally looked over in my seat and I was like, LeGrand's is in a pretty decent neighborhood, but if someone sees a mom's, I might break a window for a mom's deli
Listen,
sandwich.
some people actually have gun lockers in their car bolted to the frame of the car, so you can't take it.
That's
what you have.
Sandwiches in your car. Rafe got that with sandwiches, man.
I do. I have a sandwich safe in my car.
Bolted under the frame of the car.
What is this? Sir, I get pulled over. Cops are like, sir, is there a weapon in there? And I was like, no, but there are 2 roast beef sandwiches in there, so I don't want you to be...
This man is capable of anything. And I think I've shared this on this show one time before, but this guy, the first time I took him on the road, man, we were just on the road to get a couple of things. You're on the road. You're in a hotel, man. Yeah. I was like, hey, let's go to the store, man. Maybe get a couple, some waters and some peanuts or chips or what, Guy's got a giant platter of deviled eggs.
Oh, we talked about that on Friday.
Yeah.
He's a deviled egg.
It's funny because I told my side of this story.
He's got a giant platter of deviled eggs. We're going on the road, man.
Friday was National Deviled Eggs Day.
I was prepared, dude.
And we talked about that story.
Dude, he should be the spokesman.
I agree.
He's like, we're not having a picnic, man. This is a road gig.
And I was prepped. I had meals ready to eat in my little tiny refrigerator in my hotel
and you guys are
room.
in a car together?
Yeah.
Oh, you got deviled egg farts, too.
Yeah.
I love deviled eggs, but they smell horrible.
I don't care for them.
You got deviled egg
I'll take a hard-boiled
You're supposed
egg.
to be on my side, dude.
I am on your side. I love them, but they do smell awful.
Back to the sandwiches.
Yeah.
I don't want to get off the sandwich topic.
No, you're right, man. I'm sorry.
So, your mom's sandwich, what would you get at mom's?
Mom's, I got the mom's special, which is like, I don't remember exactly what's on it, but I remember it had Thousand Island.
Is it still only cash there?
No, I think I paid with a card.
I love that. My Aunt Helen lived right above mom's. And when I was a kid, she'd be like, here's a couple bucks. Go get.
Because it was only cash for a while, and they had an ATM inside the place.
Right.
Yeah.
I like places like that, and I respect it, and I would have went to an ATM, but maybe I had cash on me. I don't remember. But they had some, they also had some cannoli. I want to shout that out, man. They had some cannoli dip, so it was like little pieces.
Oh, yeah, that's a
It wasn't it was like the cannoli filling in a little cup, and then like
the shells.
The shells that look like Doritos or something.
Man.
And man.
Oh, that's a big, like a dipper.
Nice little surprise.
Oh, yeah, so like the broken cannoli shell that you could just dip.
That's awesome.
In the cannoli filling.
In the cannoli filling, which is custard of some sort.
It's like a mascarpone cheese. And it's a whole bunch of different things.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's good.
Let's not get off the sandwiches.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm telling you. I'm just giving you the whole experience. This
So
is
you
what
got
I
the
did.
mom special, put it in your car.
Mom special, put it in my car. Got into my Waze app, and I said, how far is LeGrand's? And I was like,
Not far.
3 minutes? That's practically on the way home.
Yeah.
It really was.
Now, LeGrand's is Chippewa and, was it Watson?
I think it's Chippewa and like some weird, like Donovan or something.
Yeah.
Some weird
right by the
intersecting street. It's right across from Donut Drive-In.
Yeah. It says Tomboy on the side.
Yeah.
Tomboy, man, that was in my neighborhood. It's still there.
Yeah.
It's called something else now, but that was like the neighborhood grocery. Tiny
It's
little
called
grocery
LeGrand's.
store.
That's it.
Really? We had another Tomboy like it where I grew up, but it was my parents had an account there. I think they still do.
This is in South City.
Yeah, man. That's where my mom grew up.
So you go, yeah, because it's a little grocery store too. So you go into LeGrand's, and this is your first time there?
LeGrand's?
Because it's pretty overwhelming.
I have had a sandwich from there, but I had never been in. I had a buddy bring me a sandwich from there before. That was my first visit to LeGrand's.
And what'd you get?
LeGrand's, I got, oh man, I think it was named after like Joe Buck. There's like
I used to get the Jim
sandwich.
Edmonds.
That's the ball game, folks, or something like that, I think is what it was called. It had it was one of like Jack Buck's sayings. I don't remember.
That's a winner, probably.
That's a winner.
Yeah.
Boom. That's what it was. I got that. That's a winner. And it was like roast beef, salami, maybe some, I can't remember if there's prosciutto or something on it.
Man.
Cheese.
So you had two sandwiches. You had two.
I just think if there's other sandwiches out there named after broadcasters, things that they said.
Holy cow.
Yeah, holy cow. Hopefully there's not one after Brenneman when he said things about a certain part.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have the Bill O'Reilly. F it, we'll do it live.
Yep.
All right, so you bring them home, or did you eat in the car?
I brought them home.
It wasn't
You had
roadie.
some semblance of self-control.
Well, I did. Okay. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did buy a little bit of a potato salad to hold me over.
Okay.
You're eating potato salad in the car?
You driving with your knees?
You can't eat potato salad in the car.
Listen, man.
That's a two-hander.
What's
We're in a
it-
tree of trust here.
It's a two-handed thing, man.
Oh, then we put it in a pint. I put it in the cup holder.
Are you drinking it?
I got one hand on the wheel and the other hand.
Dude,
on the
that's
spork.
not safe, man.
Yeah, just so you guys
Take
know.
one.
Let Jesus take the wheel while I take the potato salad.
Yeah, just full disclosure, I had tomato soup in a bread bowl. I
What are
can't.
you talking about, man? You can't eat potato salad in the car?
Full disclosure, I had a fondue kit.
Yeah.
And
Full disclosure, I ate all the crab legs in the car. It's very
and 3 lobster claws and a fondue kit.
Hey, man, you're eating crab legs in a car. It's already.
Oh, I'm the bad guy here.
Yeah, I got a bib.
impressed.
I got a bib. What's
Yeah.
wrong with me?
We have distracted driving laws now. You know that.
That's
You can't
right.
even pick up your cell phone when
Dude,
I
I've
get
never
ticket.
been more laser focused than halfway through some loaded potato salad
I think that is true,
on
man.
Chippewa.
That is true when you're doing something.
Yeah.
I've driven where I'm like,
Yeah.
I should not be doing any of
Yeah,
this.
when you're doing something you're not
do
supposed to
get
be
another
doing,
level.
you are
Yeah.
dialed in. It's like I took a diazepam to drive home. I was dialed in.
Yeah.
So you get home, potato salad's done.
Potato salad's done.
The card game that he's playing
Yeah.
in the car, that's finished. He
Potato
won.
salad's done. I just hit a solitaire on my laptop.
I completed
which
my
is
Wordle for
awesome.
the
Have
day.
a nice Sunday.
Wordle is done.
Yeah. I'm way ahead of the game at this
And now I get his focus in on my sandwich.
And it's just midday Saturday at this point.
Did you lay them out? Did you open both out?
You do half of one and half of the other?
I did. That's exactly how I did it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's the
I'm
myth.
going to do half of one and half of the other, and then tomorrow's football. Maybe I save them. Didn't make it that far. Ate the rest later.
course.
But it was like lunch and dinner.
Perfect.
I had half and half, and then I cleaned my house for a little while, fiddled around with some stuff I needed to get done for Flyover Comedy Festival. It's coming up this weekend. And then 8 o'clock rolled around. I was like, I don't need to order out because I double sandwiched today. I mean, it was International Sandwich Day. What, Friday?
Friday was International Sandwich Day.
Listen, I walked the walk.
Oh, yeah. And I appreciate it.
And then I went back to LeGrand's yesterday.
You liked it that much, huh?
Well, I did both. I did my sampling, and then I was like, there was another sandwich I wanted to try at LeGrand's, but I felt like 3 was pushing the limits of even my own fortitude. So I just went back, and I saw a bunch of Metallica fans there. I saw people that were there from listening to our show. A guy that's a fan from Germantown, Illinois, was like, dude, we're here because of you. This is crazy. And I was like, I am both excited and embarrassed that I'm caught in this moment, that you actually caught me going into LeGrand's. They didn't know for the second day in a row, but it was awesome, man. There was a bunch of Metallica Pantera shirts all eating out front. And I'm like, these are our people, man. They're listening. This is a Sandwich City.
Dude. The
Robert
Edmonds.
Trujillo was there.
The Edmonds is turkey, ham, pepperoni, salami, Swiss, cheese, lettuce, tomato, roasted red pepper sauce. That's what I used to get.
Yeah.
The hoagie barra, too. The capicola, mortadella, Genoa salami, mozzarella. The Italian stuff. What'd you get when you went back?
Look at his eyes dancing while he's looking at that menu.
Yeah.
You see how his Italian eyes just start to dance when he starts talking about capicola.
You can see in each ingredient, he's remembering a special time.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
What? So you got the first time you
I can
got
hear Jackson Brown's song "These Days" playing lightly in the background. I go out walking.
Oh, that's
these
a winner.
days.
Ham, roast beef, turkey, salami, cheddar, Swiss, lettuce, tomato, pickle. Woo, man. That's a sandwich.
Sell it to me, baby.
So what'd you like better?
I got to go LeGrand's probably. I went back to, I thought that was obvious in the story without me besmirching Mom's Deli.
No, and not taking anything away from
Not
it.
taking anything away.
Everybody has a day. Yeah.
Everyone has a day. I thought they're similar. The bread is similar. I
Good
will
bread,
say
though.
that.
Good bread at both
but
places.
similar at both places. And
maybe somebody knows this. Where do they source their bread?
that I don't know.
Because
They
that
should
place, so is it Fazio's, the bread maker? Mm-hmm. They're still making bread?
I think so.
That's
The
good
bread
bread.
maker?
Good trucks.
Yeah.
I went back the second day at LeGrand's. I got a sandwich and I got a little cup of, which might have been the deciding factor. I thought they had some cool stuff in the deli section that I was like, I'm going to grab a couple. They had like a little cold tortellini salad with like
Look at
olives.
that right now, man.
The tortellini salad.
Tomatoes, green, and black olives.
That's what's up, dude. Telling you. And it was
Tossed
good.
in a Greek vinaigrette dressing with feta cheese served cold.
It was good. That was like, I think that was the thing that put me over the top at LeGrand's. I'm like, I'm going to go grab this tortellini salad.
You eat that in the car?
And I'm not going to lie, I hate to say this in front of Greg, but they had the deviled egg potato salad. And
always get it.
And I had already gotten the potato salad at Mom's the day before, so I got the deviled egg potato salad.
What's deviled egg potato salad?
It's amazing.
It's where it's like a yellow. It's yellow, right? Because they deviled the eggs out, and then it's delicious.
Oh, they also have a German potato salad too.
Yeah, that I could go for.
That I'd go for too.
No, you can keep your Eastern Bloc potato salad to yourself.
What sandwich did you get on Sunday?
I got.
Everybody wants to know.
List them off
Eastern
to me.
Bloc.
There's the. Did you get a cold sandwich or a hot sandwich?
I got cold. I got 2 colds.
There's the Great Bambino. There's the Italian Stallion. The La Russa Triple Play Cheese. McGuire Special. The
I think I got
Pinchator,
the McGuire.
the Slap Shot. The Angry Billiken. The Alberto. The Hitman. The Jaybird. The Rockin' Rooster. The Stan the Man.
I got the. Oh, you know what I got? I got the Jackie Special.
Is that Jackie Smith?
Jackie Special, ham, salami, cheddar, lettuce,
is that Jackie Robinson?
tomato, pickle, Thousand Island. I don't know.
I don't think anybody
Smith's
knows.
a St. Louis guy.
That's
Jackie
the St.
Special.
Arizona Cardinal guy? Or St. Louis Cardinal
St.
guy?
Louis Cardinal guy. And then he was Hall of Famer, Cowboys.
Yeah.
Used to own the bar that your girlfriend works at.
Yeah. He comes in there.
Well, so, hey, 5 stars for Legrand's?
Yeah.
All right, 5 stars. And Mom's a huge. I haven't been to Mom's in years. That's a hell of a sandwich, too.
Oh, that's a great place.
I've never been to Blue City Deli, and that is,
I don't think I have either.
and I did a list from Yelp, Foursquare, and TripAdvisor as far as top sandwiches in St. Louis. Blue City Deli was number 1 on all 3 of those lists.
Yeah, you got to go.
I've never been.
It's an experience. It's so fun. Like at lunchtime, there's always a line. It's just good vibes all around and delicious.
What a sandwich.
Why do we do that? We do this every 6 o'clock hour. We start talking about the delicious
and
food.
Joy's is right there, too.
Yeah, man. I would have stopped and got some.
Everything's closed.
We're a stone's throw from a Joyous.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a break. We've been talking for over an hour. But first, and that is brought to you by Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill, proud sponsor of Team Rizz. Head up hotshotsnet.com/Team Rizz. From O'Fallon, Missouri, Janessa Gilpin is our team member today. Janessa listens to the Rizz Show. It is a weekday ritual for her. She loves catching up on all the conversation and the humor that's shared every day. She appreciates King Scott's unrecognized wit, Moon's advocacy for any side of a discussion, my leadership, Lern's perspective, and Rafe's unpredictable add-ins. Nice. Loves the games, loves the news, and everything in between. Janessa Gilpin from O'Fallon, Missouri is our Team Rizz member of the day. Get super sweet Team Rizz member of the day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up, 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz. All right, we'll take our first break of the morning. We'll come back with Crap on Celebrities at 7:15 Monday. Greg Warren is here. There he is right there.
Hi, guys.
First look at the traffic and weather, Lern coming at you.
It's brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The biggest race of 2024 is on Sunday, June 2nd. It's time to lock in those NASCAR Cup Series tickets. Get yours at www.raceway.com. 2-vehicle crash, northbound 270 just past Dorset. The left 4 lanes are closed. Also, big chain reaction crash eastbound 70 at Winsville Parkway. About 6 to 7 cars involved, blocking the far left lane. So avoid that if you can. Your weather today, we're going to get up to 78, low of 57 overnight. Right now, it's 63 degrees and gorgeous out there. Your point weather is brought to you by CarX Tire and Auto.
I love our listeners. So Matt writes about the Jackie Special. It's named after Jackie Joyner Kersey, you morons. And the next email is Jackie Special is for the owner's daughter, Jackie.
Oh.
No, Matt.
You're
the moron.
I felt like a moron for a second.
My mom's name is Jackie, and that was honestly what made me do it.
Yeah, Jackie is the late Joe LeGrand's daughter. I worked there in high school.
It's that
Jack
lady
A. Yeah, from 227.
227. Yeah, it's
What was her catchphrase?
Yeah, I think it was something. Hey,
I don't know. We're probably
All right, Crap on Celebrities is next. Rafe's got it today. What do you
I got Crap on Celebrities. We've got highlights from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. Billionaires' MMA aspirations have been put on hold, and we'll tell you why. And an iconic singer is making some Christmas magic. All that and a list of the hottest dads in Hollywood for us to trash, or maybe we agree.
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays. We got the porno birthday. All that and more next. Crap on Celebrities. Stay there. Welcome back to the program. Phone number 314 624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails, RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. Comedian Greg Warren is here.
Hey, guys.
Appreciate you getting up early.
Yeah, man.
Hanging out.
It's good to be here.
You are at the Funny Bone next weekend?
Yeah, not this weekend, but the following weekend. Yeah, Westport Plaza. Doing a bunch of shows.
Nice.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty excited about it.
It's Westport Plaza, huh?
What are the dates?
That's a good question. 16 through 18 of November, and then 19. We only do this in a couple markets. It's like a matinee show, and it's all ages. Like kids, you can bring your kids.
Oh, wow.
We get the kids on stage and let them tell jokes.
Like a clean show, huh?
Interview them and stuff like that.
It's fun, man.
That's a Sunday?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So
man.
next Sunday.
Yeah, next Sunday. Yeah, it's a good time.
It's pretty fun. I did one with them. I don't remember where we were, but
is it Des Moines we did it?
It was Des Moines, and it was fun because it's fun for the kids.
Yeah,
they get up and they tell jokes.
Yeah. As a parent, though, you go, all right, that's fun.
It's cool because it's not a kiddie show. Like, I mean, my act's pretty clean anyway, so I just do my act.
Yeah.
So you could see these parents showing up. They're like, we're doing this thing with our kids, and then, about 10 minutes, they're like, oh, it's just me hanging out at a comedy show. And then they look and they're like, well, she's driving. Because, they serve booze. And so these guys, they're like, well, this isn't bad at all, man. I'm just drinking in a comedy show in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And the kids really like it, man. I mean, we interview them and stuff.
It's something, comedy is something that could be shared.
Yeah, yeah.
With parents and children.
Yeah.
The first time I did it with them, too, I didn't know. Like, we feed them jokes sometimes if they get up there and get nervous. And, man, having to, search your brain for, man, what were some kid jokes?
Yeah.
Especially me, where I'm like, what are some good, solid Laffy Taffy rapper jokes?
Right.
I'm glad. Listen, I'm glad you're bringing up kids because how old are you, Rick?
I had to think first, 55.
55. Yeah. Rafe and I are 45. Yeah. You're 38?
I'm 38.
38.
Yeah.
Okay. But we all remember when we were younger how we consumed music. Mm-hmm. I remember buying cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Finally getting a CD player, and then moving on to MP3s, and now just having every song at your fingertips on your phone now. It's amazing.
It's so amazing. I dreamed this when I was a kid.
If you would have told 8-year-old Rizz that in 30 years, you'll have every song on a little device that you're going to keep in your pocket. It was so awesome going to Tower Records or Sam Goody or wherever, Suncoast Video. I remember used to sell
street
in the mall, and just saving up money to get a cassette tape. Mm-hmm. I remember the first cassette tapes I got were Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction and Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood.
Wow.
On cassette tape. And I remember opening the cassette tape of, and Def Leppard's Hysteria, opening up the cassette tape of Appetite for Destruction, and they had that, really weird, bizarre cartoon inside with a woman who was topless and her underwear was, underwear was down around her ankles.
You're like, what does this mean?
It was naughty.
Man, I got to get this.
Yeah, Craig.
My mom threw away Appetite for Destruction 3 times.
Because of the content?
Just because, she saw the 4 skulls. You remember the artwork?
Oh, yeah.
This was the height of satanic panic.
Thank God she didn't open up the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This was height of satanic panic. I remember putting I can't remember if it was a cassette or the CD. My cousin got it and gave me, and I remember, hiding it in the slats under my bed, like a Playboy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just hiding it in the little wood slats.
She found it?
Oh, yeah, dude. My mom tossed our room like a prison guard. When we were not, dude, she was psycho. My mom was psycho, dude. There would be stuff missing that I'm like, she must go in there when we're done. We're on lockdown at a federal penitentiary, dude, looking for shanks.
And then not saying anything.
Oh, not saying nothing. Stuff would just be gone. I've told this story before, dude. I was I was just getting interested in girls, and I had trace paper. And there's in the 90s, women were hypersexualized in comic books. Huge boobies.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Still are, but really hypersexualized in the 90s. And I would trace the paper to trace the boobies or whatever, but I couldn't draw it was like the arms and hands were too intricate because the pictures were too small. So I just had a lot of like women's naked torsos in the sketch paper.
That's a sicko, man.
I know. Because I was trying to, I was like, all right, let's try what nipples look like. And yeah. And then like I would just give up at the knees and the arms.
Right. Who cares about that?
And no head. So my mom and they would be disappearing. And in my head, I was like, my little brothers are stealing all my
drawings.
My booby art.
Nobody wants your torso drawings.
And she never said a word, which means that's a mother's love, dude.
Yeah.
Like she was in there tossing my room, throwing out Appetite for Destruction with skulls on the front and women's naked torsos.
Either that
like,
or she was,
you know what? It's a phase. He's not a serial killer.
Or she was taking it to some mental health professional and being like, is this normal?
Put it in the file.
Yeah,
making a file on you. No, my point is, if you and it's easy for people of our generation to make fun of the younger generation for not knowing how to do something.
Yeah.
So there's a video going around. There's actually an internet trend going around showing Generation Alpha, which is, my kids' ages, trying and failing opening up a CD case.
Oh.
Who hasn't?
That's great.
They can't get it open?
They can't get it open. They can't get it open.
I'm trying to think of opening them.
Yeah, you got the grips on the side, right? The corners,
Dude.
you got to open them up. I always open
you know
up
what? I used to sell
corner.
CDs after shows. It's easy, man. You can
Even taking them out of the cellophane.
Oh, the old school CDs that had that little sticker.
Yeah, man, but there's a way to get the cellophane off pretty easy.
No, there was the sticker under the cellophane.
Under the cellophane.
Oh, yeah.
that
You had to
held
get
it
the
shut.
cellophane
That
first.
thing was
Oh, I
Fort
loved
Knox.
it. So gratifying to peel it off in its entirety.
I had an opener.
Oh, you did?
Like it had a little razor blade. Then when is it?
No, I peeled it completely off, and then I would stick them on my wall.
Are you old enough? You're probably not old enough. Didn't like some of the radio jocks didn't
When I started, I played CDs.
But didn't they put joints in that little thing in the CD?
On the side?
Yeah. I remember some radio jocks telling me they would want to get their thing played,
Yeah, the
so they
record
put
guys
drugs in the.
The record guys would do that.
Really?
Yeah. In the jewel cases, and there's a little
Pocket.
where the joint, where the
There's a space that looks like
the space where the hinge was.
Yeah.
To open it up. Oh yeah, they'd put stuff in there.
Fun.
But I don't know. It's easy again for the older generation to make fun. Look at these idiots.
Yeah.
Can't open up. They don't need to open up a CD case.
No.
They don't need to do that. It's like, what if our parents had the internet?
Yeah.
And and would make fun of us for not knowing how to do what? How to put an 8-track in, or
That's what you should give them, an 8-track, and tell them to open it up, which you don't. But just hey,
how do you get the music out of this thing?
Yeah, just give them an 8-track and watch them try to open it.
Or cue up a record. I mean, there's a whole strategy to that. You got to cue, the 25% turn and all that, and you got to hit it so it starts. Nobody knows what they're doing with those LPs these days.
I don't ever did.
So this is a little highlight reel of our generation making fun of the youngins for not knowing how to work a CD player or even open up a CD case.
What do you mean, how do you open it?
Open this to get the CD.
Open the case.
How?
What do you mean? Open it.
How? Now grab it.
I don't want to break it.
It's not coming out.
It's not.
You guys are making me laugh because this is how we listen to music.
Wait, no, it's my turn.
How do you get it? Oh! I knew that was a button.
That was them taking the CD out of the middle. So they finally got the case open. And remember, it was sometimes hard for the first time to pop the CD out of the jewel case.
You could crack it. But those kids sounded like they were 3. So, of course, they're not going to know. I want to see, can a 21-year-old open a CD jewel?
You don't think this is damaging for kids to put them on the internet, which is forever?
Of course it is. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Which is forever.
But it's entertaining to some. So is it, what's going to cause more damage?
Well, I'm not paying for those kids' therapy, I'll tell you that.
Oh, we're going to all pay.
Oh, we're all paying. We're all going to pay.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine.
At least they'll
not be fine.
Cracking the eggs over the kid's head. That was
Will they be fine?
Yeah. They're all going to be fine. The egg crack kids are going to be fine. It's not dude, think about some of the stuff your parents made you do in front of company. It's a rite of passage.
I don't know. What'd your parents make you do? I don't think my
I'm
parents
pretty sure my mom made me put on a wig and heels and sing 9 to 5 in front of company because she thought it was funny.
Yeah.
And had me asking all kinds of questions about myself. But you know what? I'm fine.
Are you?
And Dolly Parton rules. And that song is awesome.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
Are you fine?
I think so.
somewhere.
I came out the other side fine. Let's put it that way.
Somewhere deep down inside, there's something bubbling.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I still, every day when I wake up, wake up in the morning and I stumble in the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm a man. But other than that, everything's fine, man.
Everything's great.
Fine.
Everything's great.
It's fine. Well, good luck to Generation Alpha. I hope everything's all right.
I don't like that they're Generation Alpha. I know there's probably some Greek mythology.
I was thinking
there,
that too.
I
Why
don't
do they
like
get
it.
the rollover?
Yeah.
Why do they get to be alpha?
That seems to be problematic in itself.
They came up with 37 letters before they decided that we're out. We're going alpha. We're resetting the clock.
There's 37 letters?
I'm just saying, like, they came up with, like, there was Gen Z, then there was Gen Y.
We were trying to keep it a secret from them the whole time.
Then millennials, and then who knows?
Delta, Alpha, I didn't know there was any other ones.
Well, what are the generations?
Well, the greatest generation, is that boomers?
No.
No, the greatest generation is the greatest.
It's World War II, then the boomers are the 60s, right?
Baby boomers.
Then what, Gen X?
There's Gen X.
The greatest generation born between 01 and 27. 1901 and 1927.
Okay.
Then there's the silent generation, which is 1928 to 1945. The baby boomers, 46 to 64. Generation X, 65 to 80. Millennials, 81 to 96. Generation Z, 1996 to 2012. And Generation Alpha is 2013 to 2025.
I never heard anything about the silent generation. I guess that makes sense. But,
Good job, Greg.
what's the silent generation?
I don't know.
Why are they the silent generation?
I can tell you what, they're not silent at the Caesar's Palace buffet.
It's because they
That's the age where they're complaining about everything.
Okay, so the silent generation, those born between the years 28 to 45, are actually the smallest group due to consequences from the Great Depression and World War II. Between the size of the population and the hesitancy to speak out against social issues due to the McCarthy era of government, they earned their name.
Yeah.
Those are
they're communists.
People on the group are between 77 and 97 years old.
Okay.
So they are the silent generation.
Interesting. And there's a micro generation.
I got to tell you, my dad is in the silent generation, and
he's not silent.
He ain't silent. No.
In fact, he won't shut up.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
If he sees something that he perceives is not being right, he's going to speak out.
There you go.
Especially if it's, one of my shortcomings.
Yeah. He ain't silent about that, huh?
He, father was a wrestling coach,
No.
My coach.
That's where you got it from.
Yeah. And we still watch his tape. We watch tape of me wrestling in high school, and he critiques them.
Still.
Yeah, I'm 55,
He still calls you in there.
What were you doing in this match? You're just laying there like a dead animal.
Yeah, Daisy go, Greg, come in here real quick. They go, oh, God, not the cassette tapes.
Dad, I don't remember.
Not the VHSs.
I quit wrestling 29 years ago. You quit wrestling in the middle of this match. That's when you quit wrestling.
Yeah. He makes you, can you even open this VHS tape?
Right.
You're struggling.
Greg, I'd like you to come over. I need some help with something. You walk in, it's like he's popping into VHS.
Yeah,
Come over here.
He's had a bad day.
Let me take you again. No.
Yeah. I know the match. Like, I know there's a specific match. My senior year of high school, I tied this guy from Lafayette, and that's the one, I won a lot. Like, I was good, but we don't watch those. You don't learn anything from those.
You went to West Point to wrestle.
Yeah.
And that one, we're still locking on that one.
That's the one. Yeah, you learn more from the losses.
Yeah, okay.
Or the ties.
Ties, as it were. Yeah, that's a loss, Rafe.
Man, ties a loss in Greg's dad's book.
Yeah.
In Silent Generation's book, it is.
The Silent Generation.
In the Alpha Generation, it's an award.
We didn't tie World War II. We won.
That's right. Mm-hmm. We're part of. You and I are considered Zillennials, which is a micro generation of like 4 or 5 years. It's like 78 through 81 or something like that. 77 through 81. So it's also called the Oregon Trail generation.
We're at the back end.
What?
We straddled 2 generations to where we were before. We remember life pre-internet. We were old enough to be kids and have a life before the internet.
Listen, I was born in the Carter administration, okay?
But we're also young enough that we completely embraced the technology and never saw it as like
the victim of the times, by the way.
So we're like,
so we're
middle children of history.
Yeah,
dude. You were born in
78.
78. Gas prices. That was when the gas lines were going on, right?
Oh yeah,
and crazy inflation during that time. I think. Yeah,
it really stressed me out. As a
also. Boycotted the Olympics in 80.
Well, listen, I came out. I was like, 27% for a house?
Yeah.
No thanks. Going back in.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going back up.
Yeah, this place is rent controlled.
Yeah, going back in. All right, today is November the 6th. Back in the day, 100 years ago today, 1923, a guy named Jacob Schick was granted a patent for the electric razor.
Yeah.
Jacob Schick. 41 years ago, 1982, Up Where We Belong, the amazing ballad from the soundtrack to An Officer and a Gentleman. Joe Cocker and Jennifer Warnes hit #1.
That song is a banger,
chart.
dude.
That song is a banger.
Still. Can we play it?
I got nowhere else to go.
Yeah, man. That was you at West Point. And they're like, actually, you do. You're like, I got somewhere else to go. And he never came back.
Way to go.
30 years ago in 1993, I'd Do Anything for Love, But Won't Do That by Meatloaf hit #1.
Damn, also a banger, dude. And
I
that
can't
video.
stand Meatloaf. I'm sorry, but
You don't like Paradise by the Dashboard Light?
No, I do not. And he passed away, R.I.P. I can't stand Meatloaf. Can't stand it. Back to you.
Several weddings, probably.
Have you always felt that way?
Yep.
It just
liked him in Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's it.
Really?
I got to tell you, that video as a kid, with that, what was that hot girl in that video?
Oh, was he in like a castle?
Where she lifts up. What was her name, dude? She was like, she was in all the Neutrogena commercials in the 90s. She was hot. She was a hot young actress on her way up. I don't know what happened to her. But she's like floating in the air and like a bustier, and I just...
In what video?
I would do anything for love. Meatloaf.
Dana Patrick.
Is that right? The race car driver?
That's Danica.
Danica Patrick.
Oh.
That's Danica.
Dana Patrick.
But you recognize her, right? When you look at the picture?
Let's see here.
You'll be like, yep, I remember her.
Yeah, they were in like weren't they in like a castle
Yeah,
or something?
dude. She was like floating up in the air, and then she lip synced the ladies' part.
Actually,
He's like
in the video,
lady-
Dana Patrick is making...
Yeah, actually crossed over and now has a sports talk show on ESPN.
Wait a minute. Is it that was where he's like the Beast?
Yeah.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast.
It was like a
spin-off?
Beauty and the Beast thing.
I remember that. Yeah.
That hit #1 30 years ago today. That same day. Do you remember Fan Man? Fan Man flew into the Evander Holyfield-Riddick Bowe boxing match.
Oh, man.
I don't remember.
Okay, so it was in Vegas, and I believe it was outside at Caesar's Palace was the boxing match. And this is a great video if you want to go back and watch this. A guy with a parachute and like one of those fans, like a big giant fan, flew into the ring and got caught up in the ropes during the boxing match.
So this wasn't planned.
Oh, no.
And what do you mean a big giant fan? I don't understand.
Like a fan that you have a fan boat with?
Yes.
Okay.
He had it attached to his back.
What do you mean? Would you say a fan boat?
Like a fan boat.
Like a fan boat. They're flat, like when you were going in the swamps, and there's a huge fan behind you, and that's what propels the boat to go forward.
Like down in the swamp. That's what I was thinking. I didn't say it because I thought it was going to sound stupid. Like a fan.
Yeah.
No, and he floated into Caesar's Palace outside.
Yeah.
And his plan was to land in the ring.
Right.
But he got caught in the ropes. And he got tangled up in the ropes during the boxing match. And pandemonium, and they kicked the crap out of this guy.
Yeah, that's the thing, man, that when you come in at the end, you got to turn that fan from high down to medium, and that's how you go in. I think that was his move.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he accidentally had it oscillating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was going back and
yeah, so he couldn't come in straight.
I thought you guys were talking about...
It's a paramotor, people are saying.
So this guy... during the heavyweight fight between Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield, he descended into the side of the ring area during the second minute of the 7th round of the fight after circling Caesar's Palace for 10 minutes.
Wow.
The lines of his paraglider became tangled in the overhead lights, after which he landed on the top rope of the ring with the parachute still tangled in the lights. He tried to hang on with one foot and one hand on the top rope for a couple seconds until he either fell or was dragged down into the crowd by spectators. His parachute ripping away from the lights above. Fans and the fighter's security detail swarmed around him immediately and began pummeling him. He was knocked unconscious. One security officer reportedly struck Miller, his name was something Miller, 20 times.
That seems like overkill. I mean, Fan Man just went down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to hit him.
Right.
I do remember him getting pummeled pretty hard.
I forgot they knocked him unconscious.
They did?
Oh, the video is wild.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
Nobody mentions it. Completely cooled off the audience, though, for a good 30 seconds there when he was...
That's right.
Yeah,
I forget who won I think maybe Holyfield won the fight. But that was one of those, holy crap, like live TV events. Like, holy crap, did you see a guy and a paraglider and a fan attached to his back just landed in the ring?
Unreal.
And everybody surrounding him and kicked the crap.
I like to think...
Beat him unconscious.
Yeah. I do remember him getting, worked pretty hard. I mean, it is Vegas. There's probably there's a lot on the line.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of odds makers are like, what's this guy doing? But I bet if you bet that a Fan Man would land in the ring.
Man,
what are the odds on that?
He probably came up big.
Yeah.
I bet $1 on Fan Man, dude, and I'm a billionaire.
Dude, I had a $1. It was a parlay with Fan Man coming in and then a Tiger coming in and eating Riddick Bowe. And I got Fan Man, but I didn't get the Tiger thing.
And you know what?
Do you know it was like $7 billion payoff on it.
Well, can't win if you don't play.
Yeah, I know, man. No, it was stupid. That's a sucker bet, and I took it.
They got you. They knew Fan Man. They got you to go one step further.
All right, guys, I hit the Fan Man leg on my parlay. I'm just waiting for the Tiger. I'm just waiting for the Tiger to come and eat Riddick Bowe, and then we're good.
I also like to think there's a moment in that fight that Evander Holyfield went and sat on his stool and was talking to his trainer, and he goes, well, I guarantee that's the worst and weirdest thing that'll ever happen to me in a boxing match.
Yeah, because that was pre-Tyson.
Yeah, that was pre
the
93.
Yeah, Fan Man didn't bite his ear off.
He's like, that fan nearly took my ear off. Thank God.
I'm trying to see who did win that fight.
I feel like
Holyfield did win by, I think, decision.
Yeah, I feel like that
Riddick Bowe was good. Riddick Bowe was
Yeah.
probably much bigger than Evander Holyfield, I'm thinking.
Yeah. 25 years ago today, in 1998, The Siege, starring Denzel Washington and Bruce Willis, and The Waterboy, starring Adam Sandler, they both opened to packed houses.
Dude.
Does anybody know why? In 1998, 25 years ago today.
No.
So The Siege and The Waterboy opened, and the movies were huge.
Did it have something to do with the technology of the movie?
Nope. There was one thing that happened before the movie. They both, for the sole reason, sold out. Star Wars Episode 1, the trailer,
Oh.
was shown before and after both
People
movies.
came to watch the trailer?
It was, remember, Star Wars was back.
Wow.
This is the Phantom Menace.
Dude,
Were these the good ones?
No, there was the original trilogy,
Right.
and then
These were the ones that the geeks say aren't good,
the
right?
ones that people crapped on. But
Yeah.
it was the trailer for the first one was being shown during The Siege and Waterboy before and after the
So
movie.
they leaked that out, and these people just came just to see a trailer.
Yeah, it just was known that, hey, before the Waterboy, before The Siege, the first Star Wars trailer is going to be shown. And people packed the houses just to see
That's
the trailers.
amazing, man.
Yeah. And 21 years ago today, in 2002, Winona Ryder found guilty of grand theft and vandalism, both felonies, for shoplifting overpriced clothes from Saks Fifth Avenue that she could have easily afforded.
Yeah.
Did she ever give a reason why?
I think she was having fun. I don't know. She got a little itch. She needed to scratch it. I get it.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lern's a big shoplifter.
If you had millions of dollars, a great career like Winona did, and you got everything, but what don't you have? Police record.
That's Lern. I don't know if you know this. After every show, she puts cigarettes out on her arm.
I do.
Just
for funsies.
She does. She also, every time she goes to a gas station, she steals a pocket of Slim Jims. She doesn't even eat meat.
Into it. Yeah, I know, right? I just throw them
I
away.
need
for the
a
thrill.
little rush.
Some of the thrill.
That's how I
Just
exude
for the thrill.
dominance, all right? Can't help it.
That's what happened back in the day. All right, Rafe Williams, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your Crap on Celebrities.
Your Crap on Celebrities brought to you by Bright House Plumbing. Call the best, flush the rest, brighthouseco.com, 636-600-0188. In music news, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame welcomed the class of 2023 to its extensive roster on Friday, beginning at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Kate Bush, Sheryl Crow, Missy Elliott, George Michael, Willie Nelson, God love him, Rage Against the Machine, and the Spinners were all inducted, along with DJ Kool Herc and Link Ray for musical influence, Shaka Khan, Al Cooper, and Bernie Taupin for musical excellence, and Don Cornelius for the Ahmet Ertegun Award. You ever won an Ertegun, Greg?
No, man. I was.
What he's missing from his trophy.
You guys ever been up for the Ertegun?
Why you got to bring that up? Why would he bring that up?
Sorry, man. I
No, seriously. Why would you? You know that. You know how much that hurts me, man.
I just knew you were up for an Ertegun a few years ago. I just didn't know if you've been nominated since. The night was packed with star-studded performances from Adam Levine, Brandi Carlile, Carrie Underwood, Stapleton Common, Dave Matthews, Elton John, Her, Ice-T, LL Cool J, New Edition, Olivia Rodrigo, and many, many more. Sheryl Crow opened the 2023 ceremony with Olivia Rodrigo by her side for a duet, If It Makes You Happy. Stevie Nicks joined in on Strong Enough, and Peter Frampton, the Framp dude, hit the stage for Every Day is a Winding Road with Sheryl Crow, and he played the talk box the whole time.
He did.
Frampton's having some health issues. I know that.
Well, he retired from the road, and he's kind of coming back. So I don't know. He's kind of I don't know what's going on with him. I saw his last tour. It was
Frampton?
excellent. Yes.
One time he my buddy Jimmy Pardo, this comic, tweeted at Frampton. And he's like, "Hey man, I wanted to come to the show, but I couldn't make it because I had a comedy show." And just screwing around, Jimmy's a guy I follow, and I just tweeted back like, "Well, you should have gone, man, because the songs are like 40 minutes long." And Frampton tweeted back, he's like, "My longest song is only 11 minutes." And he was kidding. Like, he was kidding. Like, everything I know about him, like, he knew I was messing around, and he was making fun of himself.
So, Rage Against the Machine, I know only Tom Morello went to the ceremony, so
his speech was great.
Tom's was?
Yep.
I didn't get to watch that, but I did watch Dave Matthews, longtime friend of Willie Nelson, gave a fiery induction speech to the country music legend. And then Sheryl Crow, Chris Stapleton, and Dave Matthews joined for Willie Nelson in a jam session. It was cool. I did watch the Dave Matthews speech. It was super cool. He was very nervous, but it was just like, I'm a big Willie fan, so it was cool to see him. But he definitely took some political shots while he was up there.
Willie?
He talked about Farm Aid and about like Willie Nelson owing taxes, and he said that Bill Hicks, he quoted the famous comedian Bill Hicks in his speech, and he said, Bill Hicks said, once you do a commercial, you've lost all your integrity as an artist unless you're Willie Nelson, because he was paying all his back taxes. He's like, he took the money from the corporations to pay the government on all the when they tried to screw him on his back taxes, and it was kind of a cool speech.
Hicks said that?
Yeah.
Well,
right before he did a Taco Bell commercial.
Yeah, back in the 80s, Willie Nelson, didn't he have everything seized?
Yeah, I think
they even locked the gates of his mansion.
They took his guitar, dude. His friends bought his guitar back for him.
Wow.
I think John Cougar Mellencamp and some other people bought his guitar back.
Pay your taxes.
Wow. What a boomer stance to take. Pay your taxes.
I'm with Rizz, man. Like, it's like you're all furious about you. Just pay your taxes, man.
Pay your taxes.
Yeah, why wasn't he paying his taxes? Like, did you just not know, or was it ignorance, or was it just like I'm trying to get?
Well, he could have gone the Wesley Snipes route and said, "I'm famous, I don't have to pay taxes."
Right.
And the government said, "I beg to differ."
I think Willie was just high.
Yeah.
I think he was just like, I pay my taxes, man.
I get it, man.
It sucks because you probably have an accountant and you think, okay,
right,
this person is supposed to be handling it, and clearly that person wasn't.
Right.
And also, he may have just been like,
not
super involved in what was going on with his finances would be my guess. But he talked about like how he and Waylon sold the first 1 million copies country album with the Outlaws and all that stuff. It was just really, really cool. And like you said earlier, Ice-T took the stage to induct Rage Against the Machine. He said he thought Rage had the best rock lyric of all time. F you, I won't do what you tell me. The rap icon expressed. The full band was not there. Rizz wins that parlay.
Yeah.
You called that. Tom Morello was there to present and to accept the honor, explaining he was there to celebrate the 5th member of the band, which is Rage Against the Machine's incredible fans.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that was their
I also bet that Fan Man would have been there, but he was not.
Incredible Fan
Put
Man.
the Tiger in on that deal?
Nah, I'd bet the Tiger.
I
bet Morello and the Tiger.
I feel so stupid.
I know, me too. Really Jimmy Page, one of the best and most influential guitarists of all time, also there, made an unannounced appearance at the Rock and Roll to induct Link Wray, who I love. I think he's underrated. Page first appeared in a video montage about the power chord pioneer, calling Ray his hero and saying, if there ever was a guitarist who deserved this, it's Link Wray. But when the lights came up, the Led Zeppelin legend was there on stage in the flesh, and the crowd went crazy. Page crazy. I did bet the Page Morello parlay, but I didn't get the Tiger.
Bummer.
In other music news, Alanis Morissette releases a Last Christmas EP we've all been waiting for.
Yes.
What?
Look out, Mariah.
Yeah, Mariah, it's time. Alana said, you're right. It is time.
Dude, I'm ready for Angry Girl Christmas. I've been waiting for this 38 years.
She's doing released a holiday EP on Friday. Features her favorite Christmas song, a cover of Wham's Last Christmas. 4-song EP also includes cover of John Lennon and Yoko Ono's Happy Xmas, War Is Over, and Christmas Carol's Little Drummer Boy in What Child Is This? It's available on all streaming platforms and red and green vinyl on her website.
Okay.
So check that out if you got to get your Alanis Morissette fix. Slipknot has parted ways with longtime drummer Jay Weinberg. The band posted a statement that has since been deleted on Instagram. We would like to thank Jay Weinberg for his dedication and passion over the last 10 years. No one can ever replace Joey Jordison's original sound, style, or energy, but Jay honored Joey's parts and contributed to the last 3 albums. And we, the band, and the fans appreciate it. But as ever, Slipknot is intent on involving. The band has decided to take a creative decision and part ways with Jay.
Well, so they fired him.
Didn't we walk by Slipknot's house up in Iowa?
And that's the thing I was going to ask. Our buddy Troy in Des Moines, Iowa, we were at his house for Thanksgiving. We did a Thanksgiving show, and we were trying to walk off the gravy. He goes, you want to go walk my dog? We went, and there was a bunch of black SUVs out in front of this house, and it was who's the Matt guy? The Trump's guys. It's like he was like U.S. attorney for Trump.
Oh yeah, for a very right before Barr, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name. Matt something.
Yeah,
Matt Gaetz.
Maybe. No, this was he was the attorney, U.S. attorney.
But I just go, what's all these black government SUVs? You go, oh, that's Trump's U.S. attorney lives in that house. And I go, that's crazy. He goes, you know what's crazier? His neighbor is the drummer of Slipknot. And I go, what?
Yeah, we walked by.
Wow.
We walked by Slipknot's house, man.
I think most of those guys still live there.
In Des Moines? Yeah. That was the Thanksgiving that Rafe called me out for, because I got these pies. Eckerd's has pies, right?
Yeah.
And they're good, okay?
Yeah.
But they were selling them at Quick Trip. During Thanksgiving, they'll sell them at Quick Trip. And this is before I made pies. Now I make pies. But on the way up I knew we were going to be going to Thanksgiving after the gig, so I got a couple of those pies, like 3 pies from Quick Trip, and we're at dinner, and Rafe tells everybody I bought gas station pies, man, in front of Troy's. Yeah.
But they're from Eckerd.
They're from Eckerd's, man. And let me tell you something. They, like everybody loved them until you ran your mouth out about the gas station.
People these are good, and then you said they were gas station.
They're gas station pies, man. They're like, no,
forks down.
You. Yeah, exactly.
Did you bring anything to that dinner? Or
I brought a big tray of deviled eggs
from the gas station.
No, that I bought at Hy-Vee.
Those are from Hy-Vee. Yeah.
Oh, gas
Greg,
station.
I would have loved your gas station pies.
And I outed Greg for his gas station pies, and I said, now we're even.
There was like a peach, man, that was a hit, too. Troy's mom was the only one who was like, I don't care if they're from a gas station. I'm still going to eat them.
She didn't care. You're right.
Yeah.
They're Eckert's, though.
So good.
They're great pies, man.
Are they, though?
Yes.
If you buy them at a Quick Trip, are they?
They might be a day old, but that's all good. Like sometimes day old pies awesome.
That was a rough Thanksgiving because he outed me for the Thanksgiving pies, and then I ruined Jenga, I think, or something. Like there was like a big giant Jenga thing, and I was the guy that, they were like one piece from a world record, and I ruined it. Yeah.
Like every year we measure how high the Jenga pile gets. We're about to break the family record.
Yeah. And I was the guy who's like, Greg, it's your turn.
Greg punched. He didn't even. He just tried to punch him.
Ham-handed,
finesse. So Jay Weinberg is Max Weinberg's son from the E Street Band and Conan's drummer. Badass drummer.
Yeah, he's actually, I think he sat in with the E Street Band.
Oh, yeah. When Max was sick or something.
Right.
Guy's a badass drummer. I wonder what happened there.
They didn't really say much, and they deleted that post. So I'm sure there'll be more news forthcoming, and there's no No news from the Weinberg camp. So far, they've been silent. Last Tuesday, Godsmack began selling limited run 25th anniversary edition of their self-titled second album via their online store, shop.godsmack.com. On Sunday, they posted on their socials they have opened up the final batch of pre-orders. So if you want it, you want the orange double vinyl album plus a 12x12 lithograph, get it now, because once it's gone forever. And Mike McCready of Rizz's favorite band, Pearl Jam, and ex-REM guitarist Peter Buck back up Scott. I'm not going to say this guy's last name. Is it McCoffey?
Go for it, yeah.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. In the baseball project on covering Neil Young's boxcar, streaming on Bandcamp. You can check that out on November 12th for Young's 78th birthday. Life-size cake of Ozzy Osbourne sitting on a throne made of skulls was displayed this weekend at Cake International.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool? The world's largest cake competition in the NEC. It's his hometown of Birmingham, England, and was designed by Jane Lashbrook of London's Fabulously Fondant.
I wonder if they eat it.
Not a lot happening entertainment over the weekend.
Yeah.
No,
we're getting into Ozzy Osbourne cakes. Listen, man, I had a busy weekend.
Fabulously Fondant is the name of the cake company.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like fondant either,
because fondant is disgusting. It doesn't taste good, but it doesn't taste good, man.
Nobody's happy about fondant.
No, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
I make these cookies every year for Christmas, and they're really good, man. The icing, I'll bring you guys some, but but I can't ice. It looks terrible.
Looks terrible, but it tastes
because
delicious.
I don't do the fondant, man.
That's so good.
Mm-hmm. This was near and dear to my heart, though. Check this out. Simpsons' annual Treehouse of Horror episode aired Sunday night, featuring hundreds of versions of Homer Simpson singing along to David Lee Roth's Just Like Paradise.
I'll tell you all about it. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
The Simpsons and DLR, the two things I love more than anything in the world.
Well, and there's another Simpsons story about how Bart's no longer going to get strangled.
Yeah,
Homer's no longer going to strangle Bart.
Yeah.
I think they wrote
really?
it in.
Yeah.
They wrote in a little thing of like he shook someone's hand and he was like, huh?
It was like, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, he goes, you
Times
have a
have
strong
changed.
handshake. And he said, see, Marge, I told you strangling the boy was good for the grip. And he's like, just kidding, we don't do that anymore.
Oh,
I think
really?
that was their nod of like.
Didn't he sing like a Steve Miller band?
Did he do the Joker?
Yeah, he
Twilight
did the
and
Joker one time. It was really good.
Yeah.
Homer sang
Wow.
it. It was, yeah.
I stopped watching The Simpsons
Some
like way
people
too
call me
early in
Maury.
life.
Yeah?
And now I'm just so
You can always jump
far
back
behind.
in. It's
Do you
not,
feel like it's 2023 and cartoon Homer should not strangle cartoon Bart?
I mean, I always got the joke, but I guess some people took it too seriously and were strangling their kids. So I guess
I want to know
we have
how
to
many
dumb it
people,
down
because
for
they
those
saw
people.
Homer Simpson strangled their kid with their hands.
That's why Bobby Knight did it, I think.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
They canceled the
Yeah, I shouldn't say that
too
today.
because of all the
R.I.P.
violent depictions in that.
Did they really?
The cartoon within a cartoon. No. At least I hope not.
Listen, I don't know.
You never know.
But I
The
want to know.
world's gone strong.
I want to know how many people, because they saw Homer
That they thought
strangle
it was okay.
his kid with his hands.
Yeah.
How many people actually did strangle their kids with their bare hands?
There has to be at least one.
0.
There's at least one stupid ass guy.
Well, there was this thing back in the 70s when people were dropping anvils on people's heads because of
remember that.
Roadrunner,
Can't
and
do
that
that
was
anymore.
that was a tough deal, man. A lot of people
Can't do that.
died. Yeah.
A lot of people. A lot of people died.
Yeah.
One more, Rafe. How about that?
All right, well, let's get to this list then because it's important. Today's list brought to you by me, the #1 resident gilf of St. Louis. Well, until Moon became a grandpa, then I think I got knocked down to #2. I got a list for us to trash. It's the top DILFs. If you don't know what a DILF is, look it up.
Dad, I'd like to do.
Dad, I'd like to fondle. Dad, I'd like to fondant.
Fornicate.
Yeah,
Yep,
fornicate
That's
with.
exactly right, Greg.
You know, dads, I'd like to have fun with. Who are the top DILFs of 2023? Well, the internet has figured it out. Strap in. We'll see if you guys can guess. A new poll got input from 26,000 people. Everyone was allowed only one vote, but could vote for more than one DILF, which means more than one vote. I don't know what that means. Also, like, you only get to vote once, but you can vote for everybody. Makes no sense. Also, not all of these guys even have kids. Also stupid right out of the top.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that doesn't make
Listen,
any
man,
sense.
I'm already ready to trash.
What are you talking
Qualify.
about, man?
They're just, let's
To be on
say,
the dads I'd like to fondle list.
Can we guess?
men of a certain age.
Yeah,
Yep,
go.
Yep.
Did I make the top 10?
No.
You did not. You did
What?
Riz.
I'm going to be honest.
That was
Nobody
my first
in this
guess.
room is on the top 10.
Ronnie Howard's brother.
Clint Howard.
No, he's
Ronnie
not.
Howard's brother.
He was 11. He barely just.
You don't know Clint Howard? Look up Clint Howard.
And this is a stupid list.
Is it like David Beckham?
I mean,
is it George Clooney? Oh, I do know Clint Howard.
No Clooney, no Beckham.
What?
Matthew McConaughey.
No McConaughey.
Oh, McConaughey's not dad-like.
Hot dads.
He's the best dad.
No McConaughey. Think who's hot right now? Who's handsome?
The Rock.
John Krasinski.
No Rock. No John Krasinski.
I only know who Lern likes.
John Krasinski was on the list, but not in the top 10. I take that back. I will give you a hint. Number 10. Let's start with 10. He is ageless and beloved and plays John a lot in a lot of movies.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves, number 10.
Reeves.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was the dad. Or maybe he's not, because you don't even have to be a dad for this list.
Yeah, apparently not. Second, number 9.
The guy that was the other guy in Bill and Ted's.
No, he was not on there.
Alex Winter.
He's upset. Alex
Did you
Winter.
know that?
Yes.
Are these all actors?
We interviewed that guy.
Keanu Reeves has a kid.
Oh, good. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna try to get you to guess in the top 5 here. Think somebody he hosted
Brad
SNL
Pitt.
recently. He's in everything right now.
Nate Bargatze.
Not Nate. No,
Nate's a great dad. He's a good-looking guy. He's a nice guy. I can tell you. This list is stupid.
Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, number 9.
Okay.
Well done. Well done.
Brad Pitt's not in there?
Brad Pitt is not on this list. No.
What do you mean he's in everything?
He's in everything, right? Every show you turn on that's popular, he's in it. He was in Game of Thrones. All right?
Okay.
Dinklage?
No Dinklage. No Dinklage, but good guess.
Aquaman.
He was just hosted SNL. He's
Aquaman.
meme after meme. You talk about him all the time. He's your spirit animal. You love him.
Pedro Pascal.
There you go. Number
Pedro
1.
Pascal.
Pedro Pascal.
He's great, man. Yeah.
He's super
He's number
cute.
1.
He's a Mandalorian.
Yep.
He's number 1.
Mandalorian, and another Star Wars character actor is number 2. Who do you think it is?
Ewan McGregor.
Nope. Also in a very popular Coen Brothers movie. With a great soundtrack.
George Clooney was in a Coen Brothers
Named
movie.
after the Grouch.
Oscar?
Oscar Isaac.
Hey, number 2.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. We're doing great.
That's like late Coen Brothers.
Now we're getting into some weird ones.
What movie was Oscar Isaac in?
Oscar Isaac was he was in the new Star Wars.
Something of Lewin.
Llewyn Davis.
Oh, yeah. That was an interesting movie.
I never saw that.
Great soundtrack. Not my favorite Coen Brothers movie, but great soundtrack.
I thought it was the guy from the Blood Simple. That character actor.
Yeah.
Who?
Turturro?
No,
John
the
Turturro?
The character actor in Blood Simple, the guy that's the cop, man. He's a great.
I don't know who it is.
He was also in The Jerk. He was the guy that was shooting at Navin Johnson in The Jerk.
Oh, now you got to find out the name.
Yeah.
Is Paul Rudd on the list?
Paul Rudd was an honorable mention, but not in the top 10. Here's what I'll do. Here's who made the list, but didn't make the top 10. Tom Hiddleston, Paul Rudd, Ryan Reynolds, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Benedict Cumberbatch, Adam Driver, Krasinski, and Norman Reedus.
Damn, that's like all the hot dads.
Rizz, the guy that
Here
I
we
was
go.
Looking for was M. Emmett Walsh.
Number 3,
Emmett
famous for Doctor Who portrayal, beloved David Tennant.
Okay.
Which
I don't know what he
Nobody knows who that is.
Number 4, quintessential bad guy, but gets better with age, gets hotter with age, Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, that guy's good, yeah.
Who?
Mads Mikkelsen.
Was
Cool
it
name.
Mickelson or Michelson?
I think it's Mikkelsen.
That guy's good. He looks
He's
like a
good.
bad guy. Also in Star Wars, I
He
believe.
scares the hell out of me.
He
That's
is
not
a
a dad.
handsome. He is like
He is a
he's
handsome
a
bad
handsome
guy.
older man. Number 5, Peaky Blinders star
Oppenheimer.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the guy with the. He's a bad guy looking guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good, man.
I like this
good.
list. Some of the bullies are getting on this list. That bodes well for me. Let's see here. Number 6 used to be married to Kate Beckinsale and was as a quintessential character actor. Nice fella. You're never going to guess it. It's
No.
Michael Sheen.
Michael
Okay,
Sheen.
Michael Sheen.
Number 7, a director and actor. Thor: Love and Thunder. New Zealand.
Taika Waititi.
Taika
Wow.
Waititi. That's right. Number 8, I've been told I look like this guy. I've been told that I look like this guy really let himself go, but I'm still counting it. Used to be in the show Supernatural. He is in the show The Boys and has been rumored to be possibly the new Batman in the DC universe. Jensen Ackles.
Oh.
It's an Ackles.
And we already guessed Ryan Gosling and Keanu Reeves, and that's your top 10 DILFs.
All right.
Thank
Good to
you.
know, Rafe.
Feel free to trash. We'll put this list online, and you can tell us why they're
I
wrong.
laminated the list. It's already in my pocket. Celebrities celebrating their birthday today. Emma Stone is 35. Retired former Kardashian Lamar Odom is 44. A comedian from Impractical Jokers, Sal Vulcano, is 45. Rebecca Romaine is 51. Ethan Hawke, 53. Corey Glover from what band?
Corey Glover.
Living Color, that's right.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's a great band.
Love that band.
Cult of Personality. Maria Shriver is 68. And Sally Field is...
Ooh, 88.
88.
No, it's correct. Oh, I'll say Sally Field.
Sally Field.
She's hot still.
81.
81.
I'm going to say 77.
77 years old. On the head.
Wow.
Rafe Williams.
Good
Nice job, buddy.
A gilf knows a gilf when they sees one.
Today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Angela Summers. Today's birthday girl's been in 126 fine films, including The Adventures of Seymour Butts, Angela's Summerfoot Tease, Bazooka County 4, Edward Penis Hands 2, Ladies Lovin' Ladies 3, The No Tell Motel, The Sexual Olympics, Take My Wife, Please. She was in Will and Ed's Bogus Gangbangs, and who could forget her role in 1995's In the Can with OJ.
Wait, she was in
That's
a film
great.
called Bill and Ed's Bogus Gangbang?
Yeah. Yes, she
That
was.
might be the best porn parody title I've ever heard.
You know, like In the Can with OJ?
That's great.
I'm going to be watching that later.
The Will and Ed's Bonus Gangbang?
We just made a Bill and Ted
Bo-
reference.
Will and Ed's Bogus
If in the
Gangbang?
can, like the DVD cover has to have like some sort of play on a frozen orange juice can, right?
I would think, right?
Yeah.
Angela Summers, happy birthday, is 59 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with this week's Sexy Time Fun Facts. That's right. It's all about sex, relationships. Greg Warren's here, the expert when it comes to all things sex and relationships.
He's our sexpert.
That's why he's here.
This is going to be a horrible segment.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, Greg. No.
Did you see this viral list of 28 places women don't want to go on a first date? Did you see that list?
No.
Oh, we got to go over that again. And what age do 60% of Americans think you should have kids before?
Oh, interesting.
60% of Americans think you should have a kid before this age.
36.
Oh, well, chop it up next. 8:14.
I need to.
Comedian Greg Warren is here. See him at Funny Bone next weekend.
Yeah.
Next Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Thursday through
Thursday,
Sunday,
too?
matinee show on Sunday. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a kids. Kids are welcome.
Yeah, I see you wearing a Blues hoodie. You got a Cardinal hat on.
Cardinal hat on. Yeah.
You are sports through and through, huh?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, to be real honest with you, and I know you guys are big Blues fans.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know much about hockey. I just really like the sweatshirt. I mean, I like the Blues.
Yeah.
But I think I bought a sweatshirt one time, you know, when it's like this time of the year when it's warm somewhere else and I get back and it's freezing in the airport, and I bought a sweatshirt, and it was a pretty cool Blues sweatshirt.
Yeah, it's cool.
And
Got the blue knot on the front.
yeah, so
Fine.
yeah, and people
Keeps
are like,
you
you're a
warm.
big Blues fan. I'm like, man, it's mostly the sweatshirt, but you know.
You're like, no, I'm a sweatshirt fan.
Yeah, but no, I like with Cardinals. Yeah, ask me anything. I know. I'm every pitch.
Are you a football guy?
Nah, man, I'm still pretty upset about.
Are you?
Yeah, man. I don't think I was a giant St. Louis Cardinal football fan.
huh?
That's when I was like the most when I was a kid, and they left, and that hurt. And then my first job out of college was in Houston, Texas, and they left, and then the Rams left. So I'm angry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
good.
we do the Fast Lane Race Show Pick'em Challenge where we
Oh, yeah,
are going up
man.
against the Fast Lane down
Yeah,
the hallway.
that's a pretty big deal, man.
Well, tell you what, week 9,
Yeah.
one game left for week 9. And here we go. How did we do? Did the Rizz Show win?
No,
That's we
big
did
old
not
turd.
win.
Ah, man, sorry,
didn't win.
guys. Yeah.
Yep. This is
Did not win.
looking rough this season. Looking rough.
Really?
Yeah. What's the score now?
Like collectively.
No, I mean like weeks. So this is week 9.
Week 9. So you want to know who's in like first, second, third?
No. As far as the teams go,
I
like
believe it is 6-2
6-2.
Fast Lane with a tie hanging out there.
They should just give us that.
oh man.
Oh man, that's
It's not looking good.
No, man.
Now we could rally.
Yeah, man. There's been
18 weeks.
Crazier comebacks.
There's 18 weeks in the season. We could rally.
We have no strategy on this team.
What do we strategy? We got to pick winners.
I've seen it, man. One time I saw you in Toledo. You were having a horrible set. I thought you were in the hole, and you brought it back, brought down the house. So it could happen. Yeah,
it's doable.
Yeah,
it's doable. We need a big comeback, though, guys. I tell you what, this week
Rafe killed it in Toledo. By the way, I shouldn't say that kind of thing.
You killed it, hey.
He killed it.
No, that's you had it right the first time.
Well, it was not Lern's fault.
That was the New Year's Eve show that gave me COVID when the lady stuck her finger in my mouth.
Ew.
Hey, New Year's Eve's wild in Toledo. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Hey, so this week was not Lern's fault as far as because Lern was our top scorer.
What a big sports weekend for you. Bowled out of your mind.
Yep.
Number one leader in the room for the Pick'em Challenge.
For now.
Because
Lern has the Jets tonight.
Right.
She can't lose.
GD Jets. I got them.
Best you could do is tie.
Over the Chargers, the LA Chargers.
Over the Chargers, yeah. Okay.
Which Rizz has. So I'm currently in the lead for this week, but if Rizz's Chargers win tonight, then he will take the lead.
This is a competition within the
we
show.
do a competition within the show,
Okay.
and then the shows go.
But then you guys come together as a unit
and shoot each other in the ass. Yes, Greg.
And take on Anthony and those guys.
As a unit, we are against the fast lane, and that is for loser has to make sexy calendar of winner's choice. Sexy photo to be used at winner's discretion in any way they see
for one full calendar year.
Nudity or
not nudity, it has to be tasteful.
Tasteful.
Okay.
But it's.
I mean, it could be on a billboard. It could be on they could sell it on T-shirts.
And we haven't picked out. And we should talk about this off the air sometime. But
I'm not doing that.
What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about the picture we're going to take
because we're not
going to lose.
Conceding.
No, you guys aren't going to lose,
no,
man.
But
you got them right where you want them.
Both teams should be picking out the
lulled them to sleep.
Iconic posing that or some sort of motif that we want to do.
I'm not talking about it.
Okay, I'll be looking. I need to know how we're going to be posing because
we're not going to pose, man. That's loser talk, Lern.
At this rate,
it's loser talk.
Thank you, Greg.
I'm getting lipo next week because of this team that we're playing on right
in
now.
an unrelated event, I have hired a personal trainer. That's just for me.
I don't like to hear this loser talk, man.
That's right. We're manifesting a loss.
Yeah.
Well, the inside the room competition is the lowest person in the room has to get shot in the ass with the airsoft gun. And for every loss you get cumulatively, you have to take that many shots. Vis-a-vis, he has lost 4 times.
Yeah, so if I were to have lost this week, I would take 5 airsoft gun shots.
What's an airsoft gun? Like a BB gun?
Kind of.
It's a pellet gun.
This, Greg.
It has the sting of a BB gun. As a kid who grew
without breaking the skin.
Okay.
Yeah, BBs
Bear?
always break.
Do you want to feel what it feels like one day?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe later.
I may do it. Is it? It's not.
It hurts through the jeans.
Through the jeans.
Oh, yeah.
This is through the jeans.
I mean, when you're 3 feet away, it hurts.
They used to do it with just their undies on, but now that there's a girl on the show, we've eliminated
We go through the jeans. Yeah, here's what I would say,
I also
man.
don't wear underwear.
With some of the cash Rafe's making doing these shows these days locally, man, you got to have him take his wallet out because that's...
Yeah. Well, we make sure we pat him down.
It's a big fat wallet
Well,
right
congratulations to Lern, our champion this week so far.
Or you.
Pending the Monday Night Football game. So Lern had 10 correct games picked. I had 9. Rafe, Moon, and King Scott at 8. So depending on the score tonight, we'll see who's in the cellar.
That's the tiebreaker, huh?
Yeah.
God, what did I pick?
Rafe, you go Chiefs every time, no matter what?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't bring myself. I actually, when they lost to Denver last week, I was like, in my head, I go, Denver's due. It'd be 17 in a row.
Well,
Denver's due.
Nobody picked Denver to win, so that was the good thing.
Rafe, you got the Chargers tonight.
I know.
But he's talking about the score.
Well, that's the thing.
Just
we all
because
have
they
the
lost
Chargers.
17 times in a row, or 16 times in a row, you thought they were due.
Yeah.
Yeah. That means...
But I still bet the Chiefs because I'm like, I'm not going to bet against
There's a good chance
my team.
I'm going to get this girl's phone number at Starbucks because...
She said no.
Yeah, she said no.
68 times in a row.
Yeah, it's true. Bound for a win.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, speaking of relationships and stuff. And I believe it's brought to you by Patricia's.
Yes, we're fun and fantasy meat.
Okay, so TikTok, which Greg knows everything about TikTok.
I got some videos up there.
TikTok is hyping this relationship test called the bird test.
Oh.
Have we heard about the bird test?
No.
Is this the picture?
Not.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with a picture.
Okay.
Singing?
No. So the bird test is where you bring up something insignificant during a conversation, like a bird out, like, oh, look, a bird out the window. And if the other person responds with curiosity rather than just blowing you off, that's a good sign. So, for example, listen to this.
Apparently, a lot of people don't know what the bird test is, which I'm sure there's like a better name for it, but that's wild to me because I live and die by the bird test.
Research has shown the single biggest determining factor in whether a happy relationship will last. When one partner says, oh, that's a beautiful bird outside, does the other partner respond with something like, wow, that is beautiful? Or do they blow their partner off and ignore the bird?
That's the bird test.
I'm taking this into my own relationship right now because Tim is a bird watcher and I'm not. And so every time at home and he's like, oh, that's a whatever it is. And I'm like, cool, man.
So you fail the bird test.
Is your husband a bird watcher, really?
Yeah, he likes watching birds. He's got an app on his phone. He's nerdy about it. It's cute.
Isn't that called an ornithologist?
Sure.
I think that those guys are like, you say it's called a dork.
Otherwise, that's somebody that studies birds.
An ornithologist is somebody that's an authority on birds, I think.
Well, is Tim an authority on birds?
He kind of
Or do you
is.
just have
That's
an
the person
app?
who studies O.J.
That's a professionally, a guy that you get paid to tell you about birds.
No, you're thinking an ornithologist.
Oh, yeah, I bet. Sorry, I get those confused.
Yeah, I think your husband's not old enough to be interested in birds. Like I've always.
What do you mean? He's 40.
Come on.
No, it's like
he's a 75.
My husband's 75 years old.
That's
Greg has
that's
a
what-
very specific diagram for this, though.
Yeah, once you get to be about 65, did I say?
I think so.
60, it's trees. 65, it's birds. You know, like when you're 60, that's a warbler out there on that elm tree. You can tell by the markings on his eyes. It's a Blackburnian warbler. That fella ought to. I don't know. You don't see those this side of the Mississippi or this time of the year.
My husband's soul is about 74 then.
At what age do I start watching the Weather Channel?
Ooh, that's 40s.
Yeah, that's.
That's
Younger.
late stage, I think.
I don't. Yeah, I think I don't know any of that stuff. Those old guys. Like I'm not. I don't know birds. I don't know trees at all. Like the you guys know them?
No. Oak
No,
trees
because
and
okay, I'm
maples.
glad. Yeah, because some people think you do. Our house is the one with the big maple in the front yard. You can't miss it. I can miss it. Like I'm
I'll
going to miss
drive
your
right by
house.
it.
That and architecture. Do you guys know architecture?
No.
No, I don't. Like, we're at the ranch house over there. I go,
Yeah.
Well, ranch I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like-
It's a colonial. Well, then it's better have a guy with the triangle hat
with
and
the
a musket.
tricorner hat.
Yeah. It's stucco. Well, that just sounds made up. Stucco sounds like a clown. Is that? Hey, look at Stucco. He can't get out of the cannon again.
All stuck on the clown.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know if you
Live
saw
in a
this.
tutor.
Greg.
That's just gross.
Yeah.
That's just gross.
Tutor is a dirty
First of
word.
all, I'm not coming over.
Yeah, it's all
I
farts.
thought you-
House smells like farts. It's a tutor.
It's a tutor.
Now, Greg, you haven't seen this. We talked about this a little last week. A group of women put together a list of 28 places women do not want to go on a first date.
Please don't say Cracker Barrel.
Oh, dude.
Oh, of course not.
Cracker Barrel?
Is it on this list?
Nah, it's in the clear, dude.
Oh, Cracker Barrel's in the clear.
Dumplings. My God.
I checked.
Gift
So this
store.
list is very comprehensive. So about half of it is chains. So women on a first date don't want to go to Cheesecake Factory,
Which is unreal to me.
Chili's,
Yeah.
Applebee's,
Applebee's, I understand.
Chipotle,
Chipotle's, yeah.
Olive Garden,
Yeah.
Starbucks. Starbucks is
I still, unreal, man.
That's not a bad, like, I'm going to meet you for coffee.
Right.
Yeah.
Denny's,
No, it's not a good one.
IHOP,
Worked at Denny's, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah.
IHOP, Buffalo Wild Wings,
I haven't heard Red Lobster yet.
Wingstop, Red Lobster.
No!
Red Lobster's on the list.
You know how many proposals I've seen at Red Lobster? I mean, it's a romantic place.
It is.
Especially during their endless shrimp fiesta.
Yeah.
Waffle House and any fast food chain and any buffet. The list also includes going to the movies, watching Netflix at home, and going to the guy's house.
Yeah, that's...
It says women also don't want to spend a first date going to church with you,
No.
to the gym,
to
sporting events.
This is no
or
sporting
any
event?
family functions.
What do we want to do?
Basically, first date has to be in the Maldives, is what I'm getting at.
Those little suspended houses.
And who
over
are
the
they
water.
talking to? The housewives of
ice cream
Beverly
and coffee
Hills.
dates are also a no, along with bowling, nightclubs, hookah bars, and any bar, quote, just for drinks. And somewhere that requires a long drive.
What about an AA meeting? Was that on there?
Listen, some people are laughing at this, saying that it basically covers everything, and they want to know what is acceptable on a
Yes.
first date.
It's some sort of non-chain restaurant that's expensive.
But others are saying this just nixes all the boring, stale ideas and encourages you to come up with an exciting, fresh plan that could be more memorable than your standard first date.
Ah, man. If you got to rely on some crazy event, I mean, just don't you want to talk to the person?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing bits.
No.
I don't want to be like, I don't want.
Comedy show wasn't on there, though.
That's what I was thinking,
Yeah.
too.
So we got that going for us.
But that's still kind of like the movies where you can't really talk to the person, you know, as you're taking it in.
But it's not a movie.
But you're at least getting a gauge on their humor.
That's
which
true.
Is nice.
Yeah.
You see
Well-
what they laugh at?
Yeah, that's true. No, a comedy show would be good because you don't have the pressure of talking the whole time.
No.
There are natural times when we can't talk because we're paying attention. Then when the comic's off, you know, let's say 15, 20 minutes, and then we could go back to talking. And then when it gets stale and boring, we're back to more comedy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I kind of reload the conversation cannon.
I like where you're heading with this,
Yeah.
Rizz.
And after, you talk about jokes you like, didn't like.
I don't know about didn't like.
Yeah. Well, they're going to talk about it, though.
Yeah, I think it's a great place for a
And
first date.
you find out if they're a heckler, and then you bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get out.
They heckle. They get drunk and heckle. You dodged a bullet.
Yeah, you'll also see how they treat servers.
Yeah.
How they will react to being in close quarters with other people.
Right. It's in the dark. How do they look in the dark? Do
How they look in the
great?
dark.
there you go.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a comedy show is a great place for a first date.
Just
Okay.
between you guys, like I look real good in the dark.
Yeah.
But first dates only.
Real good.
I've had, and I know if I've had it, Greg's probably seen it. I've had like people furiously making out at a show at the Looney Bin, specifically in Wichita. I
Yeah.
remember like they were at second base at least. Like,
Really?
while my feature was on.
I've seen that once or
And
twice.
I was like,
yeah.
what's going on? This is weird. Everyone around you's laughing, and they're like, this guy's like up her shirt, hand down the back of her pants.
Oh,
And I was
my
like,
God.
This is
Damn.
You're an aphrodisiac
This
out
is
there.
the right place.
Yeah. That's sexy. Yeah. Rafe's got a sexy act.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I
during
was-
I wasn't on stage.
well, my wife couldn't keep her hands off me when we were at the Funny Bone a couple
yeah, well,
Damn.
start talking gilf talk. And
Yeah.
ladies, light up. Woo.
So yeah, that whole list of like places not to go, it's probably meant to be so you find some
You sure
creativity.
Red Lobster's on there, man? Is that
Red
a
Lobster
misprint?
is. Was that?
I know.
Is it the Red Lobster?
It is the Red. There's only one Red Lobster, and it's the
And
one.
there's no qualification. It's not just during on
It's not like the Red Lobster in
Fest or
Alton?
something like that.
No, it's a Red Lobster.
Any time I can't go to Red Lobster.
Not with a first date.
All right. This is
So that's out.
yeah. This explains some
Some of your
why-
failed relationships.
Yes. Some of why I'm.
Are you dating? Do you date people?
I mean, I'm open to it.
Are you?
Yeah.
What's the where's the last date you went? with
I
a
don't want to
lady?
get into all that.
Oh,
it's
my
a long
gosh.
time ago. I don't know. It's a steak place in Ohio, I think.
That sounds nice.
The Ponderosa.
We went to
Yeah.
opening weekend.
I said a steak place, Rizz. What? They have steak there?
I'm imagining. Sizzler.
Yeah, Sizzler. Yeah, I mean, yes, you order. You don't have to have the steak with the buffet, but you can get a steak.
You
is what I'm
can.
saying. Yeah, and I said you could get a steak.
Get whatever you want.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
All right, so I teased this before the break. 60% of Americans think you should have a kid before what age?
35.
35.
I said 36, and I didn't really understand the concept of a tease, so I said it before the break.
But you were wrong, and you were wrong.
Okay.
You also guessed the age I became a grandfather, which is hilarious. I'm going to say 30 on the dot.
25.
Really?
Yep.
That
Yep,
seems like
according
what
to
our
a
parents
poll,
thought.
most Americans To the tune of, 58% think the ideal age for women to begin having kids is 25 or younger. Scarily, by the way, just looking into these numbers, there's no bottom cap for that range, which in theory means 58% of our great country may or may not support teen pregnancy. I don't know. So they said 25 or younger.
I'm trying to think of the states that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this may be one of them.
My mom had me when she was 26, and then she had my sister when she was 39. And she was a better, sorry, Mom. She had her crap together more at 39 than she did at 26. All right. She was a single mom with me. So, but I also love how close in age my mom and I are. Like, it's just kind of fun to be 38 and she's in her 60s. So, I mean, there's pros and cons to each having children earlier and having children later in life.
My mom did. I think she was probably 22 when she had me. And then my brother Devin, 18 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my mom was 28 when she had me. Our first kid, my wife and I were 30. Do you know why people, and in fact, most people think you should have a kid before 25?
Why?
It has nothing to do with science or facts, but rather with cultural indoctrination. Like, our country is still getting over a large chunk of history during which it wasn't considered appropriate for women to have jobs outside the home. So, like, women home, start having kids. How about you have a kid when you could afford it?
Yeah, I was going to say, all the women I know who are having kids are still going to work for 8 hours a day. So they're not staying at home. They're staying home for maternity leave if they're lucky enough to have it. And then they are also working alongside their partners. So
yeah, you know what? My friends that are having kids, same thing.
Yeah.
And this is according to, so they asked people why they said 24. That's what they said. These age-old beliefs of women ideally becoming pregnant and giving birth before the age of 25 has nothing to do with science or facts, but rather with cultural indoctrination. Our country is still getting over a large chunk of history during which it wasn't even considered appropriate for women to have jobs outside the home.
And maybe they're trying to go back to that, and that's going to be the genie's not going back in the bottle with that. So
no, I don't think that. Because when you look at the numbers, the breakdown of who says 25 or younger,
is it the women?
It's the older people.
Oh, the older people.
The older people say.
I see.
There's also some loopholes here because it's outside of the home. A lot of these girls are working with OnlyFans, and I'm familiar with some of their work.
Are you?
Yeah. And these girls they're career women.
Yes.
And they're also at home. They're at home.
Well, that's the loophole. OnlyFans is the housewife loophole.
Yeah.
You can still make 6 figures and just stay at home with your babies too.
Yeah. It's for a more traditional. Yeah, a more traditional family.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. What is the profession most likely to cheat at work? Which profession is most likely to cheat at work?
Lawyers.
Man, I was...
Are you saying lawyers?
Card sharks.
Card sharks. So we've spent the past 3 years.
Card sharks would. They're too distracted.
Yeah, you're right.
We've spent the past 3 years debating remote work, but there's one angle that hasn't come up. Working from home makes it harder to cheat on your significant other.
Yeah.
So a new survey found 43% of workers admit to having an affair with a colleague at work at some point in their lives. 43%.
Jeez, Rizzo.
And that may seem high, but it includes everything from flirting to threesomes with coworkers. So,
that's a huge spectrum.
That's a pretty big range right there.
Yeah, that's a pretty wide spectrum.
So they do consider flirting.
Flirting is...
They do, in this particular survey, they do consider flirting cheating.
Yeah, I fall under that.
Guilty.
That's my husband. I was dating another guy at the time, and Tim and I fell in love at work, and now I'm married to him. So that's how, yes.
So 25% of them said it happened in the workplace. 21% said it happened during work events. Another 21% said it happened digitally through calls, texting, and social media. 17% said it went down at a meeting outside of work. And 14% took advantage of work trips away.
Oh, man. Yeah.
That has to be happening everywhere.
So they also compiled lists of the professions most and least likely to cheat with a coworker.
Coworkers only.
Coworkers only.
Not just professions.
Coworkers only. Coworkers only.
Okay.
Number 1 is
Show us law firms.
lawyers did not make it.
What groups of people travel together on is it accountants maybe
Doctors?
because or consultants?
Accountants were number 8. Accountants, banking, finance. 8th
because they're out doing people's audits.
You're on it. You're on it.
Hotel room.
You're on it. You're on the right track for number 1.
Okay. What are guys? Yeah. Come on here.
Real estate.
No, because you're not traveling.
Real estate, no, but you are in empty houses though.
What about like medical staff? Like
Yeah,
they
they'd be
conferences?
doing it.
Healthcare, number 3.
A lot of nurses cheating.
Healthcare, number 3.
Rafe, these movies that you're
They're
watching.
real, dude.
They're not real.
I'm telling you, those are documentaries.
Naughty
And I
Nurses
don't know why you're
9 is not a
opening-
documentary, man.
Open up the text I send you.
What is the profession most likely to cheat with a coworker?
I was
Number
on
1
it,
is-
wasn't
you were
I?
on it.
What do you say, finance?
No, it's people that. Is it consultants?
Man, it's just more
Teachers?
generic. Teachers was number 2.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Teachers. Specifically with coworkers, yes. Number 1, sales.
Sales. Okay.
With irregular work hours and frequent networking events.
Yeah.
Lots of people in chat saying
Plus, you got to close the deal.
No police.
Yeah.
No police.
Yeah, you learn. You know the techniques.
You want that end cap?
Yeah. You know the
Okay.
techniques. Yeah.
Police didn't make the top 10.
That's surprising. I always think to where are you overworked where you have no time to, if you're at work and work is taking up like 90% of your life and those are the only people you're around and whatever, I mean, that's going to be bound to happen. And so sales, that makes sense because they are working their asses off and that's all they care about because they're in, what they take home fluctuates. So they are all in and then they start breeding within each other.
I don't know what transport and logistics is. What the hell's that?
Is that like
Truckers.
truckers?
Okay, truckers.
Yeah, truckers.
That was my first guess. except
Warehousers.
Coworkers threw me off because I'm like, truckers are probably getting it in the wild.
Lot lizards.
Yeah. I guess that is a coworker for all intents and purposes.
I guess
I'm
so.
in the industry.
They're in the same
They
industry.
technically
You're
work
right.
at the Flying J.
They are in the same industry.
I agree. It is
Yeah.
industry adjacent.
Then hospitality and events management.
Oh, hotels and
Hotels.
restaurants.
Yeah.
Everybody in every restaurant job I've ever had.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
Engineering and manufacturing. Then property and construction. So maybe real estate is in the property.
Property and construction?
Yeah. IT was
I
number
think
9.
the construction, though, a lot of those numbers are inflated by that construction worker guy in the Village People because that
just
guy's
killing it.
Yeah, just everybody.
He's killing it.
Yeah.
And then armed forces was number 10. The armed forces.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, dude. Everybody in the Army, I mean, they have a name for it. It's called Jody. Jody's the guy, when you're there, that they remind you. Jody is...
He's the guy that's sleeping with your
He's the guy
girlfriend at
sleeping
home,
with your
right?
girl at home.
Yeah.
But there's so many dudes in the Army that, everyone gets lonely and they, marry their high school sweetheart. And then they bring her to a military base that's basically 90% physically fit, horny, 18 to 25-year-old males, single males. And then they go on a 1-year deployment. And things don't end well.
You know what I'm surprised didn't make this list? Pilots.
Yeah?
Pilots. Well, I guess maybe transportation.
Or just
Transport.
flight staff in general.
Yeah.
Like all the layovers and you're in different cities. You could have different lives.
I'll tell you what's not on the list, and take note, ladies. Stand-up comics.
Oh.
Loyal.
Yeah.
Loyal.
The loyalty.
I didn't see radio.
Radio people not on there
loyal.
either. All right, here are the professions least likely to cheat. Least likely to cheat. Number 1, science and pharmaceuticals. And they didn't offer a suggestion why, but it is possible,
Nerds.
That giant white lab coats or not getting people's engines revved up.
I would think with the right person, it does it for me. The lab coat?
Yeah, dude, you get pretty horned up at lens crafters.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. You just reminded me. I fell in love with the lens crafter girl at Crestwood Plaza, when I was in my 20s, and it's too much of a coward to ask her out. I really like the lens
Janine,
crafter.
if you're out there.
Yeah, man.
Greg's looking for you.
Shout out
And
to
guess
lens
what? She had
crafters.
glasses.
What are lens crafters?
Yeah. She had glasses, too. And
I would imagine.
yeah. Wow.
Business consulting and management, law enforcement and security was number 3. So your whole cop thing No.
Interesting.
Well, with coworkers.
Coworkers, yeah.
Is a criminal a coworker?
Could be.
Prostitute that you arrest?
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, that's a coworker.
Oh, here we go. Creative arts and design, media and internet. Professions least likely to cheat. So there we go. Law/legal, that's number 6. Environment and agriculture, 7. Marketing, advertising, and PR. Public services and administration, and then retail.
Farmers aren't cheating.
Nope.
They don't have time.
No, they don't got time.
What do you mean they don't got time, guys?
We just gave them time.
You ever heard of the winner?
They literally just got an hour to cheat, like yesterday.
Yeah, man. They're not doing anything. The crops are in the barn.
Wait a second.
Right
Our
now.
sheep coworkers. That is something.
Yes.
Sheep don't count.
And for what it's worth, the affairs are not always exposed. 22% of the offenders believe their partner never found out. So, Yep. All right, listen, we got to take a break. We're going to come back, and Rafe's going to tell us what the sex toy of the week is. And it's a doozy.
Yeah.
It's a doozy. No, I don't think this is something for a beginner.
No.
This is something.
You got to be in the game for a while.
Oh, you got to be in the game for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. This isn't on the flirtation end of that cheating spectrum. This is on the full. This is more on the 3
This is also
isn't
not.
This is things have progressed.
This is also not a first date sex toy either.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And definitely not a Red Lobster.
No. Oh, if you bring this Red Lobster, no. All right, welcome back to the program. Greg Warren is here, and it's time to get to the sex toy of the week. So this would be the capper on this week's Sex Time Fun Facts. Rafe Williams, what do we got?
Well, this week, if you're flirting with someone at work and you're ready to take it to the next level, go out and get yourself the stainless steel anal hook.
You skipped a few steps there, buddy.
Hey, you want to spice up your Secret Santa at the next office mixer? This white elephant is $69.95 with a 4.9 star rating and 138 reviews. The anal hook. Get hung up on pleasure.
Oh, God, this thing.
Wow.
Greg, you want to get a look at this?
No, I don't.
There it is.
Yeah,
There it is.
What do you think about that, Greg?
All right.
looks like at first glance, it looks like a stethoscope of sorts.
Oh, it's not.
It's more of a stethoscope, really. It's more of a stethoscope. Couples who want to combine the visual and sexual pleasure of rope and tushy play would find the anal hook an ideal item to add to their collection. The hook features a stainless steel ball for the backside. The open ring can then be combined with the rope to put a pulling pressure in the rectum. Rectum? Damn near loved him. Put your imagination to work and create whatever intricate rope configurations you desire, Greg Warren. The way your partner moves when tied determines how the steel ball will be in their pleasure cave. There's 5 inches of insertable length. That's good to know. The ball and the portion of the hook. The hook rests against the back while you use the ring, 1.5 inches in diameter, to connect your favorite rope. Imagine.
Nah, I can't.
Nor gonna. I've roped him up in a hog tie. His body crisscrossed in intricate lines of knots and red shibari. I don't know what that is. Sounds cool. His chest is pressed to the floor. In the rope harness, his legs are spread, his ankles and wrists are bound together, but something's missing. Circling around him, I note his head resting against the floor and an empty backside. Both those things need to be fixed. And I have just the tool.
Oh, my.
Out of my toy box, I grab a long silver hook with a ball on the end. The anal hook. I apply a liberal amount of silicone lube to its cold metal, then crouch between his thighs. He gasps. Then he moans as the hook makes its journey.
Oh, God. I can smell the photo on the right.
Oh,
I can't deal with this.
You think there's anybody out there with a hook hand that's getting some ideas?
Yeah.
I've been trying to tell everybody.
I hate this picture on the right.
I hate this picture.
Yeah, I put it in there for you guys to hate.
I hate it.
I had to look at it, and I wanted you to have to look at it, too.
I don't care for a lot of what's going on.
Then I grab another length of red rope and knot it onto the ring of the hook. I lace it up under his restrained ankles and wrist to his beautiful hair, pulling his head back just a little roughly so that he's staring up into the rafters. I use the shibari rope to tie his hair to the hook and step back, admiring my work. Perfection. And the kiss sound was in the description.
Chef's kiss.
Let's get to some reviews. All hooked up. 5-star review. This simple toy brought great pleasure. My partner left me hooked, standing on my toes for hours while he went Black Friday shopping. Came home with a plasma screen and a sore-ass boyfriend. Boy, was I sore when he got home, since I couldn't go anywhere, you know. But got to get them deals. 5 stars.
Yeah.
Holy moly. All right, 5-star hook I recommend to any a-hole out there, winky face.
Cute.
The anal hook is made well. The bearing at the end for insertion is threaded and removable, enabling the user to change the size of the bearing. Hook is sturdy, and I would recommend it to anyone. This sounds like my dad giving fishing advice. Easy to clean. What more does one need in an anal hook? 5 stars, Brian. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Man.
And finally, this is definitely my new friend, y'all! Exclamation point. At first, I was like, Then I was like, yes. Then once
So this person was reluctant at first.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're saying
reluctant on the anal
Yeah.
hook.
Yes.
And then they immediately switched course.
Yeah, to a yes exclamation point, like the band.
Okay.
Then once it came, I was in love, cleaned it up, and we had a winner. A little Jack Buck reference. Maybe this person's from St. Louis.
I don't think that's.
Well, I think jacking
That's a winner.
and
Where was that
bucking
sandwich
are
from?
part of the anal hook. I guarantee it. I bought the rope to go along and tied that bad boy up and reinserted and placed the rope around my neck. And oh, what a treat! I can imagine what it's going to be like when I play with someone else. I'm like, whoa, this guy did this to himself.
Yeah, by himself.
5 stars, Dr. Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
That's great. Phil's getting back out there.
That's the anal hook.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yeah.
Good deal. It's on sale.
On sale, $69.95.
So this is a weekly segment.
Yeah.
So 52 times a week, you guys got a
52 times a year.
new
52 times a
52
year.
times a year. Sorry.
You got a new toy.
So there's that many out there.
Oh.
And my work computer has a lot of viruses.
Yeah, there's a
just from me
Yeah,
doing
man,
the
you're
research.
an abundance.
Yeah, you're on a
abundance.
list.
Somewhere. A naughty list. Yeah, your list is naughty.
Santa.
That thing looked painful, though. I know we can't show the photo.
No,
It's
no,
a no
we
for me.
but
can't.
the photo on the right, what looked completely painful.
We can't show
and
this?
I also just.
I'd
don't
rather
think
not
so.
on the YouTube channel.
I don't think it's a good idea,
no.
man.
Well, we'll get deplatformed. You know.
It
Goes with Kevin Pollak.
Dude, Kevin Pollak was the one who kind of made me quit my day job.
Really?
I was this was probably 2000 or 2000 maybe, and I was still selling peanut butter, and I was working with Pollak, and it was the first time I got to be the second guy, not the first guy.
Yeah.
And this was Pollak was selling a lot of tickets. I mean, he was not that long off of like Few Good Men and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like at the one time, I think it was Saturday night, he's like, "Hey man, I heard that you got a regular job," and I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "You could do this, man. You could do this."
No kidding.
It was really cool to me. Yeah.
That's awesome. He was in here for an interview, and this is right before he kind of broke big again with Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah.
And he does a million impressions. Like his Christopher Walken is apparently the best impression out there.
I'm a big fan of his Alan Arkin.
His Alan Arkin is great
yeah.
too. I interviewed him, and we were just chatting. I mean, the guy's been in a million movies, and I didn't ask him to do any impressions. And after the show was over, he
I
goes,
bet he loved it.
He goes, "Hey man," he goes, "this is the first interview I've ever done, whereas nobody's asked me to do any impression." I go, "Was that a bad thing?"
Yeah,
He goes, "No." He goes, "There's so much other stuff to talk about." I go, "I know."
that's nice.
Dude, I saw the other night, I was watching an old Johnny Carson episode, came on, and he was, young Kevin Pollak.
Pollak, yeah.
Came out in like a Cupid costume.
Oh, really? Just doing a character?
No, he's doing, I don't know what the bit was.
That's just what he was wearing that day.
Yes, he was wearing that day.
Just street clothes.
Yeah.
Carson roasted him, though, and he's like, hard to follow the costume. He started trying to, like, do bits in the interview.
Oh,
and
Carson
I wasn't going well, and he goes,
Yeah.
you made a rookie mistake. Couldn't follow the costume. I was like, kill him.
Well, so Greg Warren's here, and see him at Funny Bone next weekend. Not this coming weekend, but next weekend, Thursday through Sunday. But you just came off a cruise, like the Burt Kreischer comedy cruise.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it looked like it was a wild time. I saw some pictures.
It was crazy, man. The whole thing was nuts because it was, it was last week, and that I was supposed to be opening for Bargatze at the Fox last week.
Right, but he
so I get a
canceled the
call.
show.
he canceled them because he's hosting SNL.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I haven't had a week off in forever. I'm like, I'm going to hang out in St. Louis for 5 days.
Yeah, St. Louis is one of the dates that he had a punt because he was hosting SNL.
Yeah, so I was like, I was sitting at Caldy's talking to this girl, pretty girl too.
Yeah.
You know, and
enjoying a latte.
Yeah, tea, but
Okay,
sure.
enjoying a tea.
Got a call from my agent, and I broomed it because I was like, this girl's pretty cool.
Oh, you didn't go, let me my agent's
Nah,
calling me.
I thought I know her well enough where she would have been like this douchebag. Yeah, and
pardon me, I got to take this from my agent.
Yeah. And so then he texted me, which he was like, hey, this is sort of an emergency. And I was like, man, I'm sorry, I gotta. So I called up and they're like, hey, dude, Bert Kreischer wants you to go on his cruise, and he needs an answer like in like 15 minutes, and you leave. He's like, you leave. It was Friday. That was Wednesday afternoon, and it was Friday. The cruise leaves, and I was like, I had a thing planned with my dad for Thursday night. I'm like, if I can fly in Friday morning, I'll do it. And they were like, yeah. So so I,
wild.
It was nuts, man. It was this British guy, some big British comic, Russell Howard, canceled, and they subbed in me and Giannis Pappas.
Wow.
And we just did all of his shows. Me and him did a show together.
That's probably the biggest comedy cruise of the year. I believe it was.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. I mean, and these people, it was like sold out. Apparently it sold out in a couple of weeks, and it was just, and there was probably 15 comics on there. Some of the best comics you'll ever see. And a lot of guys like Mark Norman, who's a lot of these guys were buddies of mine in New York when they were kind of coming up. Like Norman and I used to take cabs home, and now he's like huge.
Yeah, we've had Mark Norman on here a couple times.
He's great, man. Yeah. Sean Patton, Miss Pat was there.
Big J Okerson was on
Big J was on there, man. Big J, he does like a strip club DJ impression that I just wanted to hear it the whole cruise. Like he did, we were all on stage doing something, and he started doing it, and I was like, dude, can you just do that like 50 more times?
Well, I know these themed cruises are big now, and I think they all use kind of the same boat.
It is. It's an NCL.
So I remember Moon talking about doing the Warped Tour cruise. I know there's like a 80s cruise where just like 80s
Monsters of Rock cruise.
The Monsters of Rock cruise. And there was one. What was the one that was right after you guys?
Oh, the metal thing is
the metal cruise.
Metal cruise is going on right now. I think it just got done.
I had that on in crap on it. I farted around too long in the Hall of Fame stuff. But 41-year-old passenger of Headbangers Boat Metal Cruise presented by Lamb of God with Mastodon, Hatebreed, Guar, and Shadows Fall had a 41-year-old passenger go overboard, and he's just gone.
Oh, boy.
That's wild.
What?
Went overboard, had too much to drink. No,
he literally went overboard.
Off
the coast of the Bahamas. And the Coast Guard called off the search Friday afternoon.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, when you go off one of those, and this is one of these huge,
it's big.
It's a city.
Yeah, it's a city, man. It was, yeah. I also, I wasn't counting on the cash, I wouldn't count on, so I was like, I'm spending most of it. I dumped. There's a casino, and I dumped a ton of money on the casino.
Yeah, I saw some casino photos that Mark posted.
Do you drink?
Not much. I mean, very little. I don't have a problem, but I just other than
casual,
digestively,
social.
I just can't do it much anymore. So it's a special occasion. But first night, I do a show. I didn't even think I was going to be on this cruise. It was. Norman was in the back watching my show, and I get back. I haven't seen Mark in forever. This girl, Catherine Blanford, who's a friend at Rafe's, who's really funny.
She's going to be a flyover this weekend.
Go see her. She's a beautiful girl and extremely funny. And so we're all hanging out. I'm like, all right, man, Norman, what do you want? I'm going to the bar and getting some whiskey. So, yeah, it was, I had a little bit.
Yeah, that's what they get you in the booze. Because I don't know if you had an all-you-could-drink card, or what did they do for the comics? Were you like, hey, everything's on us?
I don't think you had, you could eat whatever you want, but there was,
booze is always extra.
But it wasn't for us, though. If you wanted to go to the ship bar, I think I paid just because I felt like it, but at almost every show in every little venue, there's 6 bottles of booze. Every comic, we didn't... have like a writer because we weren't on the cruise until, but like Catherine had like a couple of bottles of whiskey and a bottle of vodka and so it was like there's plenty of, you had to be an idiot to pay to drink, and I'm an idiot, so I paid like.
And so how many days was the cruise?
4 nights.
4 nights. And how many shows did you do?
3. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and you had to kind of, I'm so used to when I'm doing comedy, like you just do whatever you want. Like they were like, hey, if you could you do a separate set every night? Because there's, people repeat. So I had to, I was like, man, I got to actually think about what I'm doing here. Like,
you had plenty of stuff.
I got plenty of stuff, but I'm not used to having to think about what I do. I'm like, I did that joke that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many, so you did 3 sets.
Yeah.
4 nights, 3 sets. How many minutes per set?
I think it was like 30. Me and Giannis just shared an audience. We did, the shows are shorter on cruises usually.
You got paid.
Did they have hosts and stuff for you guys, or did you just go up?
Yeah, they had a
Let's get
couple.
that job.
They had a couple of hosts that were rotating. There was a kid out of St. Louis that was there with Miss Pat, Vincent Bryant.
Yeah,
and he hosted a couple shows. Very funny dude.
So I'm thinking a Bert Kreischer crowd.
Yeah.
Wild. Frat boys.
Not necessarily frat. I wouldn't say frat boys, man.
What was the average age?
I'd say it was basically everybody. A good portion of the cruise looked like a cartoon version of Bert. I'm serious, man.
Gen X dads.
Yeah, it's just like it's like, oh, that guy looks like Bert, but not quite Hollywood Bert. You know, there's a lot of Bert on the cruise, and then like the stuff that like they had like a Speedo contest or stuff, and Bert's up there like
that's awesome.
Bert's up there like these guys are they're fat guys like in Speedos, and Bert's like, hey man, here's $1,500 if you show your junk. It's like
man. International
crazy
waters.
stuff like that. And then there's girls up there like Miss Pat and Catherine like making fun of the guys, and I'm like, yeah.
But it's all in good fun, and everybody.
Totally. I mean, and everybody was cool, and everybody was. What I didn't get, I thought it was just gonna be this massive, maniacs. They're all comedy fans. They all like. I took 800 selfies on the ship because they all like are into they know
awesome.
you like they really love stand-up comedy.
Are you like hanging out like by the pool? Like people will walk up to you while you're like laying out?
Well, did you get a good look at me, Learn? Do you think I'm
I
laying
think
out?
we're
Look
talking about
at me, Learn. Yeah, when I was laying out.
I
What
don't
are you?
know. You do look
From
kind
being
of
on a
tan.
cruise, you have no tan.
Yeah.
None.
Well, maybe you were under an umbrella.
It's physically impossible. I can't get. I tried when I was a kid. I don't tan. I don't. But I hung out there on the ship. They had like a yacht rock band, and I shouldn't even bring that up on this station, but I
love yacht rock.
I love yacht rock.
Me too.
And I was up there, and they had like a special like sort of place for the comics. So I'm up there just like listening to yacht rock with all these comics, and I'm like, this is the greatest time ever.
Boy, did
just knowing you and all your idiosyncrasies. Now in my head, I'm just seeing you by the pool, like oiling up with some cocoa butter.
No, man, I had
it's like your worst nightmare.
Exactly, man. I had jeans on and an Oxford cloth shirt.
Little thing about Greg Warren, he was the Coppertone baby when he was.
I was the Coppertone.
He was the
baby.
Coppertone baby.
Yeah.
No, with the butt.
Yeah, but
the dog.
It was the reverse, man. I was all white, and there was a little tan square on my butt.
Now when he goes
pulling it down.
When he goes to the pool, now he dresses like Ebenezer Scrooge. He's got like the long nightcap on and a big gown.
Yeah,
and
in fact, Catherine was making fun of me for like what I was wearing at the pool at the deck. Yeah.
That's funny.
I was like, I'm on my way to a show. I have a comedy show.
The funny thing about a comedy cruise also is if someone were to fall overboard, it would 100% be a comic. It would be someone doing a bit who fell off the railing.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, once you fall off one of those boats, it's over. Like, chance of survival is pretty much zero.
Yeah, I don't think, nobody's coming back to get you.
Yeah, they're going to turn the boat around for you. And plus, I think
it's a long fall. You're dead.
I think most of the people hit the side of the boat before they hit the...
Right, like a propeller.
Oh, yeah.
Or they know they'll hit the side of the boat before they even hit the water and are unconscious.
You're right, though. That is a long fall. You might die on impact. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The boat you were on is the boat this guy fell off of, which is crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't.
That's the boat I'm going on in March.
Right. You and Tina, right?
Yep.
And Chelsea?
Tammy's Pontoon. It's like me, Tina, Libby, Chelsea. There's some other comics.
Dude, I saw Bert would let us, we had like all this crazy access, So like Bert stayed in this place called The Haven.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what his room was like.
Insane. I think it's like $30,000 a night for normal people or what. It was like they had a hot tub outside deck in his room, the suite. So we would go up there and hang out. And I saw the rooms because Rafe, I think, gets to go up there.
Yeah.
Dude, this is going to be the greatest week of your life.
I can't wait, dude.
Like,
yeah, if we do a Rizz Show cruise, I will be getting that room.
Get that room.
I'm getting that room.
Get that room, man. It is, it's amazing, man. And Bert hadn't drank for like 3 months or something. And as we're leaving Miami, he cracked a thing of champagne on stage and just like everybody's going nuts.
The seal has been broken.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're going to get sun poisoning.
Yeah, what is that? What is that, Lern?
I thought you looked nice from my angle. I mean, honestly, your cheeks are quite rosy.
Well, right, because
today.
right now the sun is kissing his face.
Oh,
I mean,
well, that's what you're getting tan in the studio right now.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah,
I got a good picture. There's a picture of me on deck with like in my dumb outfit, but
you didn't take your shirt off at all.
Well, I see a picture of you and all the comics.
Oh yeah.
That's a good picture.
That's a good picture. But the one on deck, it looks like it's like the guy did all the fill and like the sunlight's in the back. I'm like, when I get on our time dating app,
that's going to be your profile.
I'm
Our time.
Yeah, kind of look like your obit.
All right, we got to take a break.
Craig Warren was a good man.
We got
the high seas.
We'll come back.
My obit.
It's like your obituary picture. It's such a beautiful sunset, and it looked like they touched you up in the photo. And I was like, man, we lost Greg at
What do you
sea.
mean it looked like they touched me up, man? What are you talking about?
You look great. That's the point.
I'm looking at it right now. You do look great. It looks like heaven behind you.
We got to take a break. We'll come back. Lern's got a quick sports for us. It is 9:33 Monday. Traffic and weather. One final look. Lern coming at you.
And it's brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The biggest race of 2024 is on June 2nd. That's a Sunday. Lock in those NASCAR Cup Series tickets now at WWTRaceway.com. Nothing to report. Weather today, 78 will be the high, 57 as the overnight low. And right now, it is 68 out there. Your point weather brought to you by CarX Tire and Auto.
In bag.
He's my buddy, man.
One of my faves. All right, here's Lern in sports. All right, Lern.
Yes.
What do you got for us?
Oh, yes. It's brought to you by DraftKings at Casino Queen. Think you know football? Bet on it at DraftKings at Casino Queen, their sports book. All right, you guys.
All right.
It was a big milestone night for Jordan Carew as he reached 200 career game points. Someone in the Blues organization said that Carew...
Oh, Carew.
I'm sorry. Carew.
I didn't even know who you were talking about.
Yes.
I didn't know. I thought it was a different sport.
Me too.
Carew.
Jordan Carew.
I was like,
Jordan
is this a city player? That's a lot of goals.
It is a lot. Thank you. He had 3 points. He also had a +3 rating and 9 shots on goal Saturday against Montreal. But guys, this was his second period. Let me tell you what happened there. There was an assist that really got the points to 200 for his NHL career. 85 goals, 116 assists in 262 games. The dude is totally incredible. Congrats to Rousey. Also, the Blues are promoting a really cool candle right now on Twitter. It smells like hockey season candle. They joke and say that the candle does not smell like their locker room.
Oh, God. My son's hockey bag, if it smells like that, oh, God, that'll...
It doesn't smell like that, Rizz. It's made by the Sycamore Candle Company. Okay. It's pretty cool.
I know Carew had a good game, but Bynington, did he...
Yeah, Bynington did all right.
Bynington, he did okay.
Bynington?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Greg, I'm really happy you bring up Bennington because, guys, the Blues host the Winnipeg Jets at 7 o'clock tomorrow. People are kind of nervous because Niederreiter's hat trick against the Arizona Coyotes got the Jets to a 5-3 win. So now I think it's time that we start doing some hat tricks.
Niederreiter's good. You did it.
He was the guy from Animal House, right?
Yes. Niedermeyer.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the two teams in the MLS Cup playoffs, the Sporting Kansas City, they were the number 8 seed, and they upset us. We were the number 1 seed in the best-of-3 series. Yesterday, our high-riding season was taken out by Sporting KC. There were sold-out crowds. There were roaring support. Delicious first season for the MLS here in the city, but now we're finally silenced, and it's awful. We were clinching so hard in the conference, and we made it to the playoffs, and it crashed and burned, and they were our soccer rivals. So, but hey, the good news is there's still more seasons ahead, and we will never probably ever make these same mistakes again. So I would just like to also say...
This is the greatest sports report I've ever heard.
I would also like to say in a petty side-eye burn that City SC loved our coach the whole season. So unlike Sporting KC, who allegedly, as I've read online, they wanted to fire their coach Peter. So
they could suck it.
They can suck it. Again, we do not have an NFL team, and the Cardinals are off tonight. This concludes your sports.
Thank you. That's Lern. Sports.
That was amazing.
Amazing, right?
I liked it so much.
We'll take one final break. We'll come back and wrap her up. Donnie Fandango is next. Yes, sorry, Donnie, we're like 10 minutes late, but we had so much to talk about.
We did.
I mean, Greg Warren is here.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, it's great hanging with you guys. Yeah,
and see Greg at the Funny Bone next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
16th through the 19th.
Yes.
16th through the 19th, including that all-ages show on that Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah, it's pretty fun if you got kids that want to come up and tell a joke, or it's actually really cool. Yeah, I only do it in like 3 cities.
Well, I appreciate you coming in,
dude. It was a great man. I mean, you guys were all great. I got to say that Lern's sports report was probably my favorite thing.
Thanks,
all right,
Greg.
That was unbelievable.
All right. Lern, what's the podcast called today?
It's going to be called Full Disclosure. I had a fondue kit.
Okay.
That's it.
All available for you to download if you missed anything on the program today. Tomorrow, the full show is back. Moon's back. King Scott's back. And, Big Tuesday show.
Big Tuesday
tomorrow.
show.
All right, we leave you with a selection from our Team Rizz Member Today, brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, hotshotsnet.com/Team Rizz. From O'Fallon, Missouri, Janessa Gilpin is our Team Rizz Member Today. And Janessa wants to hear this. Here it is. We'll see you tomorrow. Done it next. Bye.
Bye.